Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons. All right, we do have some announcements to get through before we jump into tonight's episode, beginning with our sponsor, Warner Brothers Games, and their new game, Mortal Kombat 1, which is the latest title in the acclaimed Mortal Kombat video game franchise developed by NetherRealm Studios. And here to talk about it is personal injury lawyer, Sweet Sam.
Oh, yes, hold on. Oh, yes. Hello, it's me, Sweet Sam. Have you been injured by the leaping stomp of a four-armed half-human dragon man? Was your property damaged when an ice-wielding masked ninja froze your pipes? Were you forced to miss work when the Queen of Edenia's banshee scream cracked all the windows in your Kia Sportage? Then you'll need to call me, Sweet Sam, the Mortal Kombat personal injury lawyer. I take the fight to the fighters and get you a flawless victory in court. Nice. If Sonya Blade performed her classic leg grab on you without your consent, you may be entitled to compensatory damages up to $400. And Sweet Sam will finish her in court. But don't take my word for it. Here's some testimonials from satisfied plaintiffs.
I was walking my dog when some guy named Scorpion yelled, "Get over here!" and pulled me towards him with a chain. I got really bad whiplash, but I also got $280 thanks to Sweet Sam's lawsuit. Thanks, Sweet Sam. Ow.
I can turn your fatality into a celebratality. Oh, wow. And how about this success story?
At college, I was studying for an exam when this guy named Raiden flew through the library yelling nonsense that no one could understand. It kind of sounded like, "Get back in the car?" Anyway, I was so confused that I flunked my test. But Sweet Sam got me an A+ in court and $115 in compensation. Thanks, Sweet Sam.
You need a lawyer like me because more than ever, Mortal Kombat 1 is out now. Introducing a reborn Mortal Kombat universe, created by the fire god Liu Kang.
I hate it.
Featuring reimagined versions of iconic characters, along with a new fighting system, game modes, bone-crushing finishing moves, and more. If Shang Tsung makes you a weak, pathetic fool, let Sweet Sam make you a weak, pathetic fool. With $400 in your pocket, call 555-FIGHT. Give these characters a nut punch in court. It's still going. Mortal Kombat 1 is available now on PS5, Xbox Series XS, PC, and Nintendo Switch. Upgrade to the Premium Edition, which includes Combat Pack 1, featuring Quan Chi, Ermac, and Takeda, along with guest characters Peacemaker, Omni-Man, and Homelander. Oh, additionally, if you haven't already seen our Mortal Kombat one-shot, please make sure to check it out online. It's a lot of fun to watch, and you get to watch me play as Johnny Cage. Get the game today at MortalKombat.com. And thank you, Warner Brothers Games, for sponsoring this episode.
Oh boy! I'm so glad I didn't look at that script before that. Nope.
Look,
You start laughing and you try not to.
I know. That is a nightmare. I appreciate prosthetic teeth that look just like your teeth. It's the most unnecessary thing ever. It's perfect.
Stuck out a little more.
It's like a human shark. The next set is just ready to come in once they've gone.
Human shark. Frozen.
Oh my God.
I knew we had a second set back there.
Liam, you're up.
Oh man, we got book news.
That's right. All right.
What I got for you? I got The Chronicles of Exandria, Volume 2, The Legend of Vox Machina from Darrington Press. We brought it back. Just like the last one, we brought it back from Darrington Press. The Chronicles of Exandria, Volume 2, The Legend of Vox Machina art book is available now. It has 250 pages of artwork from 100 community artists and includes a very cool 3-panel fold-out illustration by Will Kirkby, who's a mad genius from the original printing. Plus, the Darrington Press edition has 9 new pieces of artwork inside. It's a mystery. Find it all on our CR shops, Darrington Press Guild stores, and coming soon to other friendly local game stores. And that's not all. Look at this sexy piece of business.
Oh, yeah.
We're turning into life.
Oh, my God.
This is the Mighty Nine Origins Library Edition, Volume 1 from Dark Horse. Our Mighty Nine Origins graphic novels from Dark Horse are collected for the first time. This first of the 2 volumes collects the backstories of Chester, Caleb, Yasha, and not the brave. Delve deep into their pasts and witness what led them to the Mighty Nine. Available now in our Critical Role shops.
Fantastic. Thank you, Liam. Well done.
My lord.
Indeed. Laura.
You guys. We got a me shirt. Ooh. Here's our Imogen awesomeness.
Rad.
Very
It's in all of our shops.
I love it.
The artist is Liadriel. I hope I said that correctly. It's beautiful.
That's
Great
awesome.
art.
Very
It's very old.
Yeah.
Style. That's awesome.
Super in love with it. Also, we have Words Kids plushies in the US only. I'm sorry, don't kill me. First wave of the Critical Role Bell's House plush by Whiz Kids and Kid Robot are now available. You can snuggle up with Fern, Doody, Ashton,
Yeah, whatever.
and Fresh Cut Grass.
Smiley day to you.
Oh, you guys all You can get them today in our US Critical Role shop or find them at Whiz Kids or wherever Kid Robot plushes are sold. Also, the rest of the Bell's House plushes are now available.
That's super cute.
Pre-order at whizkids.io/CR plush, all lowercase. I love you.
Mine size accurate.
I can't wait to leave this on my couch and then come home and find Rigatoni has ripped it to shreds.
That's viable.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the little halfling ears on Orem. That's so cute.
We've had the prototypes at the house for quite a while, and Ronan is super in love with FCG. So.
Marisha, you got announcements.
The second episode of Candela Obscura, The Circle of Needle and Thread, is available to watch right now. It's available to watch on Twitch and YouTube and our podcast channels, so be sure to tune in to the riveting, action-packed, and unmissable finale on Thursday, November 2nd, since our live show will be airing on the last Thursday of the month. So this one's adjusting a little bit. Also, I have just to say real quick, I've seen a lot of questions of people being like, do I jump in? Do I have to watch chapter 1? Do I have to? No, just jump right in. The different circles are their own little contained stories. So don't feel like if you've missed the first 3 that you have to wait for the second 3. Just watch it. You don't. Oh my God. You don't. Shit gets crazy. Shit gets crazy. Okay, Matt.
Yeah, that's my turn now. We are delighted to be back at New York Comic Con next week. Next week. Join us on Thursday, October 12th, and Friday, October 13th for a panel, photo ops, and more. You can find all the details on critroll.com/events. I think that concludes our announcements. So let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode of Critical Role.
One by one we climb until we reach the top. 2 by 2 we fall. Will we meet our end or meet our destiny? Hold your breath and roll.
How do you want to do this?
It's Thursday night. All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our flight. There is magic and mystery. Who knows what will happen? He might. But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. From the healer to the renegade, we all share the same goal. Adding more allies to taking more chances. Hold your breath and roll. You can certainly try. It's Thursday night. All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our flight. There is magic and mystery from darkness. Our friendship will rise. But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. Oh, get ready. It's Thursday night.
And welcome back.
It's an explosion of air.
So, last we left off, Bell's Hells in seeking answers surrounding Ashton's history and possible opportunities to prepare themselves better for the coming showdown with the Ruby Vanguard. You find yourselves in the Shattered Teeth, a collection of islands left in the destruction of the once continent Dominus. And here you've gone onto a ghost ship to find passage to the island of Kalutha. Upon taking this journey across the sea with them, you helped bring a long, separate romance to a singular unit between the captain and their navigator.
Matchmaker.
Had a celebration and then were dropped off rather rapidly on the outskirts of the island you seek. As you peruse the Black Pebble beaches, you found a couple of caverns, one that led up to the actual cliff-top surface of the island itself for a better view. Upon clambering through the caverns, a sight was missed on one of the creatures that apparently called it home. And you did battle with a terrifying massive worm creature that was intent on making you its next meal. Surviving the encounter, destroying the creature, and gathering a few odd objects from its nest that kind of gave you some clues as to the denizens of this island. You clambered out to the surface where you could see the mist-shrouded island stretched out before you. Not as dense as the central sea and the previous island you had ventured towards, but still somewhat obscured by the shifting fog that seems to blow with the wind over the stretching jungles and rainforest before you, and the mounting massive shadows of the three mountains that mark a central portion of this region of the island, seemingly a signifier of your destination. So Bell's Hells, having taken a short rest, stepping up into the late morning, midday, obscured sun, the kind of disparate, disseminated, fog-filled daylight that gives some visual perspective on the path before you. What would you like to do?
We're still pretty walled in with fog in all directions.
It's much thinner here on the island. You can make out details, and as it shifts with it, you can see more as it goes. It's not as choking as it was so close to the sea, necessarily, the further in you go.
What's going on over there?
I was just asking if it quivers and shifts.
Oh, God. No.
We sort of see our destination, right? It's just far away.
You can see the shape at times of these large kind of shadows of these three mountains. At times you have no visual sight, and at times, as the mists move by, you can just make out the distant shape of them.
I mean, we
had
go there, yeah?
How far away does it feel?
You want to make a nature check or a perception check? Your choice.
What about a survival check?
Not for this one necessarily.
I'll assist you. Pressing my nature-written body all over you.
My nature
My
body.
nature body.
Get off me,
Quite-
shit.
Quite the poet, Travis.
14 plus nature? Or what was the other one I could
Nature or perception?
15.
15, okay.
And then it died.
It looks like it's about 25 to 30 miles off.
Seems like a lot.
It's far.
Which, is a decent distance, but the travel between is very dense jungle and rainforest.
Even worse.
So it's probably going to be the better part of a 2-day journey on foot, if unimpeded, and you're lucky. and you have no idea what lies beneath the canopy before you.
I could try to teleport us there.
It's right there. I mean, you can see it.
Does that work that way?
Maybe.
How does teleport work?
You can see the destination. I feel like it'd be easy.
Yeah, right?
I think so.
Although I
I'm
did
gonna
hear-
think in my magical knowledge if I understand that seeing where you want to go increases the odds of a teleport working.
It increases your familiarity, yeah. If you wanted to take some time and scope it from a distance, if you had other spells that could help
If
in that
we had
degree.
a looking glass.
Looking glass of some kind, which we don't
None
know
of you
about.
know that I took it, and are you saying this out into the air?
I
God,
know.
I wish we
I
had
saw the
some-
last episode. I watch. Unlike Sam Riegel, Fresh Cut Grass watches this show.
Insight check.
12. Remember, there's Woe Steel, Sacred to the Ascended Host, to the Charm. Okay. We could just hoof it and see like what we find for a little bit.
Technically, I have a spell that could. It just it finds the path.
Oh, yeah.
Find the path is a great.
Yeah,
That's
but
a great
it's
spell.
still
It's a
30
great
miles
spell.
away. It's still a long path.
It's gonna go like that way.
The mountain?
But doesn't it show you the path of least resistance?
Technically.
Fern, could you shuttle us a little bit?
I was trying to see if I could.
Shuttle.
Shuttle?
Like fly.
Like how?
Fly?
Can you turn into one of those giant toads that
Oh, I could try, and then you all could get in my belly.
In your mouth?
In
we
this
just
belly.
get in Fern's mouth?
I feel like without some infrastructure in there, it might get really acidic.
We
but
could
maybe
take some
that's
time
just
to
I
me.
could
build
keep my mouth
something.
open the whole time, so you guys could breathe.
It's gonna be like those photos of people with like 200 cigarettes in their mouth.
Guinness Book of World Records.
If we,
love it.
we make like a giant, you turn into a stork, and we make a giant little baby basket for us, and
I
we
feel
all.
like
You mean a pelican or
it'd
a
be so
stork?
heavy for one.
stork.
One little stork.
I could get it for TikTok, and we could do it like those people who make camper vans on TikTok. No?
What's TikTok?
Okay. It's what my heart does.
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
Sorts. I mean, I could try to pick some of us up and fly us.
But then there's a whole bunch of us that aren't gonna.
Yeah, let's just walk. Let's just try to.
There's a
few
canop-
rounds, you know?
There's like a general canopy of vegetation and trees and such.
Very much so. Like the mass jungle here, as you see it, it's a smattering of like deep verdant greens, light greens, yellows, and like some other pale colors that just create this kind of wonderful like patchwork rolling canopy that rolls out that is occasionally punched through by hills of basalt rock that some of them carry these long stretching points at angles that almost curve and come to a stop. All these kind of oddly angled protrusions that just kind of break from the canopy. Some, the actual mountain itself erupting as well before it kind of stops at a peak. There's a handful that you can see almost form a bridge or might form a bridge from place to place. You
Oh, so we could up and over.
That would be cool, because remember before the pirate ship, which feels like a lifetime ago, the last time there was shit in the air flying through the clouds of a dramatic size.
Also, we did hear that the magic here in the Shattered Teeth is very weird, and teleporting might rip us apart. We could end up all on different islands.
I thought that we just heard that magic is weird everywhere. It's weirder here?
Yeah. Right? That's what we heard.
The islands have weird magic about them. You're uncertain if that refers to it affecting magic as it's used naturally, or they're just oddly magical.
I think you're right. The islands are moving in different directions. So shit is cray.
So we're hiking?
Yeah.
I'm happy to hike.
Sure.
All right.
If it did fly, how long do I think it would take?
Depends on the speed of the creature you would transform into.
There we
Oh,
go.
it's good point.
Because we could even just do little short
Little
distances.
short distances, yeah.
You know, little. Fly some of us 500 feet, come back. Fly the rest 500 feet, then we just kind of
Separate the group.
It's just. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Great idea.
Why not? We've done that so much, and it's always successful.
I was being enthusiastic.
I can't tell with your crotchety tones.
Just my old ass face.
Some of us can fly, some of us can.
Well, I mean, I could be a giant toad, but is that big enough to
How big's a
carry
giant
everybody?
toad?
A giant toad? What size does it say the creature is?
Basically, gargantuan.
Like a mini Cooper.
On the upper left, it should say like large, huge.
Large beast.
So it's about 10 feet wide.
Okay, so maybe
Easily
2 or 3
fit
people.
a third of us.
10 feet
Third
can
of
fit the
one.
whole
Oh,
group. Remember the.
Yeah, it could fit. It could
raft?
fit Chetney and Orem
Dude,
in
we're
your
sitting
mouth.
there with a minigun. It'll
Mouth.
be fucking
Technically,
dope.
Orem could be in your mouth.
And then some of you could be on top.
I didn't
Carry
say
maybe?
anything. Yeah.
Or
And then some could fly.
And then
A
some
couple
could fly.
people could fly.
Walking
Yeah.
it is then. Walking?
it's an option.
Let's just move. Let's just start moving.
We can discuss
If it
this
gets
while
too
walking.
hard, then we'll
Yeah, we've got
upgrade.
options.
Yeah,
We
if
have
it's weird.
options.
We have options. Yeah, we have options.
Plus, we're in the Shattered Teeth. Let's go look at it.
I want to see this shit.
As we begin towards this, can I just do a general, what's on the wind? Anything that's coming this
Certainly,
way?
make a perception check for me.
Sure, I would
We're
love
saying that
to.
out loud. I was about to tell you to stop. In character.
16.
I feel like they always go for you. They don't go for me.
You know, I could be like a
Yeah.
like a walking bug zapper.
Honestly, you probably would be.
Just a little bit of static.
Crackling.
I love this so much.
You would just be a disappointment to them. And
Yeah, that's
All those suffering
that's a
from
that's a
mosquitoes.
passive cantrip if you want to keep that.
Yes, I
Yeah.
want to do
That's
that.
playing out
Yeah.
vengeance
So
for the
cute.
mosquitoes
Yeah.
that plague the outdoors.
There's really only 3 of us that would work work well with.
That's
insects.
true.
Just the 3 of you.
Three of us have
Just be.
consumable blood.
Yeah.
His tail just swishing them away.
Yeah, I just wiggle on my tail the whole time.
All right. As you all begin to crest down into the soft kind of underbrush of the jungle exterior. First off, what's your marching order and who is leading the trek?
I'll go.
Chetney is leading.
Little guys up front.
Yeah.
Chetney's leading.
I'll go
Follow your
behind.
nose.
I'll go behind.
I weirdly
Orem.
have
All right.
decent
I'll go
survival.
next to Fern.
Too.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
We'll be behind them, or I'll be behind them. I just
I'll
do
be
my
next to a
turn.
midget.
We should put the,
All right.
the
And then
casters
FCG's in the back.
I feel like Fern should be up front, everybody.
Well, I feel like he's got a high survival too.
Not as high as hers.
What?
You can.
Survival?
He's
Is it survival?
Oh shit! How did your survival get so high?
I don't know.
I love a survivalist just by like dumb luck. How have you survived all this time?
I've known a few people like that, actually.
Those trees look pretty groovy.
Like Harley is definitely one of them.
Oh,
So you're leading, or who's
Oh
leading?
wait, no, I think Chet is, but I can
So
assist.
Chet's leading the
This
front,
leg,
and
yeah.
FCG's the caboose.
Okay.
I'll assist you, Chet.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
I won't track. I will listen for threats. Listen and look for threats.
Oh, before we leave, can I see that that amulet again that we found? The Ashio.
Ratio charm.
The Rito charm
charm.
from the
Oh, Rito.
Ashio culture.
Okay.
Ratio.
You see, I
Is
think,
it Rito?
I think with
I think so. Yeah.
Delilah kind of being in my head again, I think I can read languages again. I switched out my eldritch feet.
Hey, justify it.
Justifying it in the story, but I switched some stuff.
Seamless.
Why did you turn and start talking to that tree?
Gotta kill her now.
London just blew me out. I knew this time would come.
we never talk about the fourth wall. There are rules.
Okay. So
Okay.
you're using
Eyes of the Rune
Eyes of the Rune Keeper of your invocation.
Yes.
All right. So taking this relic that you had uncovered and kind of rubbing some of the dirt off of it and looking at the scrolling and script that surrounds it, it is Iwan, which is the base language of the host, and you watch as the symbols and carvings begin to take shape in your mind in a way that you can understand. One of the phrases reads, "My promise to Shotas."
I promise to Shotas.
Shotas?
Like a name, Shotas? Or just
A name, Shotas.
Shotas.
S-H-O...
I promise.
Shotas.
Shotas.
S-H-O-T.
At the Apollo.
Another one says, "My love of my children, Ro and Sakagi."
Oh, my goodness.
Children.
Another one,
And Shai...
Chicago.
Sakagi.
Chicago.
Chicago.
Okay.
Another one reads,
Rasengan.
"My faith in the cycle of destruction and creation, endless."
It's really tiny print.
It is. It's like, and the whole thing is covered in scrawlings.
My faith in destruction.
In
My
the
faith in
cycle
the
of
cycle of
Destruction and creation, endless.
Boy,
Okay.
these little notepads almost
And
out.
another one reads,
Oh, jeez.
Let's go.
you wanted to read it.
Yeah.
My guilt over my father. Gyodoba. And looking at all these are inscripted into this like polished, like deep red stone. And as you kind of look back at the top of the chain, there is a single name that is inscripted along the cage encasing it. And that reads, Ifodola.
How do you spell it?
Iffodola.
Okay.
So, what do you get? What's the sense of this? Is this what is this thing? What was it used for?
So, I mean, it's obviously deeply personal to Ifadola. I'm assuming that's whom this belongs to. It's almost as if it's a promise.
Seems like a reminder of their priorities.
Reminder, yeah. Almost not too different to people keeping lockets of loved ones.
And how old? Do we know how old this thing is? No, right?
Doesn't seem that old if I were.
Like, could these people still be alive?
Make an investigation check if you want to take a look at it.
Well,
Sure.
Maybe they're children.
I rolled
Sure.
pretty high on history, knowing about.
Knowing about it.
About it,
But
so
there's a
do
difference
I
between
know-
knowing history and being able to inspect an object and see how long it's been sedentary.
Of course, but from my amateur knowledge of history, do I know like how long the culture has existed in Exandria, or
More or less, you know that the Ascended Host has been around for a number of centuries.
centuries? Okay.
They are one of the cultures, kind of the overarching culture that emerged after the destruction of Dominus, and the slow reclamation of the islands once the dust had settled from the destruction of the continent that came before.
One more follow-up question.
Yes.
Is Orm's amateur knowledge that it's an ongoing culture or something of history?
I'd say, as far as you know, it's still present. You know, no one said like, the lost culture of the Ascended Host. And small relics and mentions of them still creep up from time to time, though people refer to them as a very, like a lot of things in the Shattered Teeth, things that are out there but doesn't really encounter our life, so we don't spend too much mind to it. The place is a little odd and dangerous and spooky, so we don't worry ourselves with it. That's kind of a lot of the larger Exandrian vibe.
Like Oxnard.
Yes.
Never go to Oxford.
Can we discern just based on how long it's been in the dirt, potentially how old
So
it
make an
is?
investigation check.
I'm gonna shine my light on it, and I'll just say, Fern, can you take a look at this and investigate it for age? Because I'm not that good at it. I'm gonna help you by shining my bright lights on it.
You go.
I'm very not good at investigation.
great.
Like a minor situation.
Don't you?
Also,
Chetney!
very,
Get
very
over here and look at this thing. Don't let me at it. I'm so old. I'm gonna shine my light on it to help
Can't
you.
even see anymore.
I'm just staring at your armpit. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. It looks like, based on the layers of muck and sediment that were wiped off of it and kind of still remain in the nooks and crannies, it's probably been there for a number of years, possibly even a decade or two.
but not centuries.
Definitely still
No.
be around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so
All right, now we can walk.
Destruction and creation.
very well.
We walk.
I don't think we ever did the smell check.
No, we didn't get around to that. So, a heavy sense of rich, healthy nature. The lands here, due to the presence of heavy volcanic rock beneath and surrounding the earth here, it is a very, very mineral rich, and the trees here are very vibrant and lively. The colors that you see that shift from tree type to tree type, though they intermingle, often they're lush, and the smell of healthy vegetation fills the air deeply. There are all manner of vines that fall and tangle and kind of wind from treetop to treetop. You catch visions of small creatures that kind of scurry and dart off into the trees as you walk through the jungle in a non-stealthy way. The kind of just the occasional crunch or snap of twig and brush beneath your boot sends them curiously rushing off, but still looking back. That's primarily what you pick up. Nothing else that seems to cause any alarm or worry at the moment.
And does the heavy fog cover, does it diffuse the sunlight that's coming down, or does it or is it just low level so that it hits where it hits and where it breaks through?
It diffuses it somewhat. As you get beneath the canopy, it's almost like there's a two-layered fog. There's the mist that kind of settles over the top of the canopy, and then there's like a low one that kind of flows through the jungle floor itself, only maybe about 2 feet off the ground, and it's not very thick, but you can see the wisps just kind of passing through as you move.
Cool.
So you're leading the troop?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll survival for me.
I was assisting you.
Hi.
And as a reminder, Orm's going to be on threat alert.
Understood.
17.
17, okay. And your perception roll?
That is that'll be a 24.
24, great. The first leg of your slow march into this jungle seems relatively uneventful. You catch up and begin to notice there are some paths that are worn through here, definitely. There are some walkways or hunting paths that look like they've been trekked enough over the ages to where the vegetation hasn't fully reclaimed that portion of the forest floor. They mostly run parallel from what you've come across now, which leaves you to wonder if it's the best choice to take, and you're uncertain if that means if it's a safer route or just one that's more visible. But the choice is yours. You can attempt to follow one of these trails, or you can continue pushing through the jungle towards the direction of the mountains that you're seeking.
I think the beaten path sounds good. Only because shit's crazy here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll start that way.
All right. To the right or left?
Right.
Okay.
You want to flip a coin?
Did you say it looked like an intentional trail?
Yes.
Marked by someone?
It
Or
looked
did
like,
it look like
enough foot traffic has come through over time that the vegetation hasn't reclaimed the ground like it is in other.
FC,
what's happening?
do you think you could hook us up with the chain bringer and see if we could get a vote?
Yeah.
We could split up.
No! I will flip a coin and use guided grace. It says I can ask a simple yes or no question, but I'm modifying that. Heads right, tails left. Is that all right?
I mean, if you're just flipping the coin for the sake of finding an answer.
Yeah.
Or you could say, is the right the safer
Yeah,
place?
that.
And that would be how you would phrase it. It's still a yes or no answer.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
I don't need to.
But flip it because it's fun.
Okay. Wait. Is the right path? Heads yes, tails no.
Heads.
Okay, so heads. So
It is heads. That's amazing.
All right. Following the right beaten path, it does wind quite a bit, and while it seemed to veer off in the direction you're going, about an hour of following it, it does begin to curve back in towards this valley. And the valley is still descending. It's a very slow, gradual climb down. You can see at some points you have to step down off of hillsides and, kind of slightly declining hillocks where the trees themselves are bursting through, and occasionally you come upon a massive kind of basalt-risen pillar that just kind of comes up and then breaks at a certain point, whether it was weathered or destroyed by something you don't know. But you do notice that as you begin to descend, the canopy doesn't descend with you. The trees just get taller and wider. And while your view from the top, from the edge of the island looked like it was a pretty even rolling straight shot, you get the feeling the more you go that it's just going to get deeper and deeper into a valley bowl the further into the island you go.
I like some Amazon.
The air itself does grow more dense with moisture, a cold moisture. And you notice that the foliage in the trees shifts from like a natural island jungle and you begin to see signs of true rainforest peeking through. The trunks get wider and thicker. The sheer density of the natural foliage and life that affixes themselves to these trees become more and more present, and you can see through the many branches the bit of diffused sunlight gets a little harder and harder to see. Some of these trees now climbing upwards 80, 100 feet, and still climbing as you progress for a secondary hour, your third hour. You probably have, based on your memory, about 4 more hours of travel before you begin to lose sunlight. And you gather you have another day or so of travel, depending on how well you continue to follow this path or others as you go. So.
And we're just descending.
Just slowly descending and pulling through. You do also notice, you with your perception up as you go, too, occasionally stopping because you hear what sounds like some sort of a heavy grunt or like a distant echoing guttural call. And you can stop everyone. And you can see some bushes in the distance move quickly. And you notice, well, the rest of you can kind of hear the sounds. You see 3 large, heavy brown furred beasts traveling in like a small troop of 3, just kind of galloping through the jungle. You get a quick glance, and they have these massive hog-like heads. It looks like a massive boar as it trudges through, but its head seems wide at the front, like the skull almost spreads out like a shield. You do not see eyes from where you can see as it just darts past. You have pretty high perception, but as much as you can see, it just seemed to be rushing through the jungle before vanishing off, not noticing your presence, but definitely making you aware that they exist and others like them may out in the way.
When they came, did they come fast?
They went pretty quick.
Okay. So there wasn't a lot of warning time.
No, it was almost like you kind of stopped everyone and just watched them again like tear through and then vanish back off into the...
Pass without a trace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just ahead.
Okay. This will slow your trek if you're going stealthily, which may add more time to your journey, but it'll be safer. The call is yours.
But with pass without a trace, can we move at a normal pace, but still...
An hour.
Let's see what it says.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a quieter, normal pace.
What if we just get like a +5 and we move at a regular speed?
Yeah.
So you still make sound as you go, but if you choose to be stealthy, you make then you get the bonus to your stealth check. You also don't leave tracks, which is helpful for not being tracked, but you have to actively be stealthing in order to gain the bonus of additional stealth.
We don't know if we're in danger right now. Maybe we should save it for when we are.
Yeah, because it only lasts for an hour.
Okay, save it.
Yeah, save it.
Save it at least until it starts to get dark out.
Okay. For the next leg of this journey, I need you to roll another survival check for me.
Guidance and assisting you.
Thank you. Guidance.
Nice.
14. No, 13.
Even with guidance?
It wasn't a good roll.
She would roll higher than that if she rolled a 1. You should let Fern be leading this.
Well,
Why don't you just relax and enjoy the view back there?
Oh, boy.
if we get into trouble,
Paradise.
She's gonna strain her neck looking down that much.
Could you roll a d6 for me, please?
Come on, buck it up, Travis.
My favorite.
Ruin us.
Come on, what you and I like.
2.
Yes.
2. Okay.
Oh, you smirked.
He smirked because it's nothing.
White dragon.
A short trek later, you begin to hear the sound of nearby rushing water. And you begin to notice that there is a winding river that is carving through the floor. Whether it be from rain, moisture, or some unseen source of water, a river is kind of winding through the jungle, also in a descending path as it makes its way towards the center of this valley itself. It's about 15 or so feet wide, and you can hear like at some points where it kind of crests off of some of the hills. There's a small, maybe 5-foot waterfall, but nothing too dangerous. It's your choice to either cross it or continue to follow it along.
A source of water. Life for the plants and animals of this region.
Well done.
wow.
Is he okay?
Well done. I don't know what's happening.
Is he becoming a novelist?
We could continue on, but It might throw us off course. We could traverse this raging water and be on our merry way.
Maybe cross it?
How fast does the water look like it's going? Just like
It's not like a rushing river, but it's
if you
like
threw a stick in it, is it like it's like boosh?
no, it's cruising. It's cruising gently. Like I said, it's 15 feet wide, so it's a decent volume of water that's been pushing through this jungle for a while. But it's not traveling at an expedited White Rapids pace. It's just you're uncertain how strong the current is or how deep it goes from this perspective.
Maybe do the stick check.
Not of concern. I just don't go. No.
No, you test
Stick
it.
check is good. Yeah, stick check is good.
He wants to carry you, Chet. I'm just saying if it's,
Why, yes, Imogen.
I can't do it, but maybe FCG can. Oh, wait.
You want me to carry him?
Wait, can you go? You go.
How clear is this water?
in the water?
Yeah, I can go in the water.
question.
I'll just rust and die. But
The
it's
water
okay.
itself seems pretty clear, though there is enough sediment being kind of picked up at the different breaks in the rock beneath it where you can't quite see the bottom.
I'm gonna do the stick check.
All right.
Take like a meter plus stick and see how deep it goes.
Meter plus.
About 5 feet out, it goes to about 3 feet, and it's a slow and then sudden drop to where the stick completely submerges about a third of the way across.
Orm's going to hand you one end of his rope. Then he's going to run 10 feet to the edge of the water and then leap 20 feet over.
Here, I hand you the immovable rod.
We have 2 of those now?
We do.
Whoa.
We have 2 rods?
We can
Luxurious.
How did we get 2 rods?
I started the campaign with one. And then we got another one
Found
from.
another one, and Ash built it into their hammer.
The hammer.
That's right. You put it in the hammer.
It's in the hammer.
Yeah.
Haven't heard of.
So, all right, I leap over with the immovable rod, and once I get over there, I tie it.
Great.
Nice.
Rope.
This is awesome. Good
Easy, no
teamwork,
problem.
you two.
That's fucking teamwork.
Okay, I'll hold the rope while you guys go.
You don't need to do that. I'll use the hammer to get the other side of the rope and tie it off. We now have.
How are you going to get that hammer?
Oh, I'm gonna take it with me.
Oh, so you'll be the last.
I'll be the last, and you'll have to drag me across in
Okay.
case something goes terribly, terribly wrong.
Okay.
While they're doing all this, I'm gonna take out my fishing tackle that we bought forever ago and just get a stick, tie it, see if I can catch anything.
That's great. Go and roll a survival check.
Less intentional than you'd think. Just kind of happens sometimes.
19.
19. Once the rope is set up, and it takes a moment to do so, you kind of just quickly fashion this stick, let it loose, and maybe about 60 seconds, about a full minute or so, you get a heavy tug, and you kind of pull, and you get kind of pulled in, and eventually drag it over to the bank, and sure enough, flopping, it's a good 10-inch long. It looks like a rainbow trout almost.
Oh, you guys! I take the chisel out. I just gack it on the back of the head.
Oh, you didn't fillet it. No, you're knocking it out.
Yeah, you get that later. Can you get another one of those? That'd be good dinner.
Does it smell okay? Natural? Alive? Nothing undead? Tell me the truth.
Why
Go
are
ahead.
you talking to a tree?
Revenant trout.
If you would like to go ahead and make an investigation check on it to see if it is
Yes, just-
anything beyond investigation or nature, your choice.
Oh, investigation. 19.
19. It looks like a healthy fish. The only difference from that sort of trout that you've seen before is it has, as opposed to those long catfish whiskers, it has a single one of those that kind of dangles further than the length of its full body and just kind of flows behind it about another foot. Almost like it has like its own dangling line that it carries behind it.
Huh.
Okay, City Boy paranoia just kicked in. Can we get Pate to do something for me really quickly?
You want something from Pate now?
Whoa.
I thought you didn't trust him.
I don't.
What do you want from him?
I want him to get into the water and splash around a bit.
Oh.
Can he
Use him
swim?
as bait?
Yes, that's exactly what I want to do.
What happens if he gets eaten? Is he gone forever?
He's all right. He'll poop back. I have to cast
He
him
will?
out, but
He'll be
back.
killed.
He'll be killed. Yes.
But he'll come back?
Oh, yeah. Did
Oh,
I
it's
have to
fine
bring
anyway,
him
let's
back?
put him in
But
there.
yes. All right. Hey, buddy, were you napping?
Or just sort of, contemplating the meaning of my existence as a construct that's only really given purpose when it has to bring itself to bear to your commands. So, yeah, napping.
Oh, but you have like thoughts and free thinking, and you don't just like go idle when you're not being used, right?
I don't know. What can I do for you?
Well, I need you to be tackle. Be
What?
fishing I need you to be I need you
Hold
to
my fishing line and the spark.
like this, the little spark. I need you to go in the river. I need you to go in the river and just like splishy splashy.
Oh, well, I can do one of 5 times, yeah.
Yes. All right. Go.
Hey.
You just splash into the water on the end of your line.
Just near it, yeah, because I'm just still.
Yeah.
I'll see if I get another.
Oh yes, please do.
All right, cool. Everyone is going across. Let's go ahead and make a group athletics check.
Is anything happening? Is anything like
No?
going after
Nothing.
Patrick?
It's not like piranha
water.
feeding
Nothing
frontier.
No, there's not a piranha feeding frontier.
I did.
No, but it's
City
good.
boy panicked.
I know.
City boy panicked.
That's good. That's good.
Don't like being in the woods.
No, it looks there's nothing currently assailing Pate at the end of the
Damn
line.
it.
All right.
Splash farther away. You're chasing off all my
I'm
fish.
sorry.
You're doing
Come here,
great.
Pate.
You're doing great.
Oh, we're done already?
Oh, well, then you can keep playing. Just go over there.
Okay.
Oh my God, you're so cute.
Guidance before you go out, by the way.
Yes, guidance.
you.
I'll guide you.
Oh, thank
Because no one ever guides you.
Well, thank you so much.
That's a D4, right?
It's a D4.
Never remember.
Who heals the healers?
That's right. Athletics, you say?
Yes. And because of the fixed rope at the 2 points, it's a far lower DC. So
So
14.
14. Okay.
we're all rolling.
Yes.
Athletics.
That's what I'm doing last.
I'm Misty stepping across.
Orm's doing
fine.
pull-ups on the rod on the other side.
Can I do acrobatics?
No.
All right.
Unless you actually, it's pretty taut. If you want to try and tightrope across, you can do
Tightrope across.
acrobatics.
Oh my God, you
It's a
can
much
do it.
higher DC.
It's like the Haunted Mansion.
You can do it.
That's pretty cool.
Oh my gosh.
I have a +2 to my acrobatics, but a -3 to athletics, so it might be about even.
Go for it.
Choice is yours. What do you want to do?
Do it.
If you're gonna go out in style.
Nothing bad has happened
right.
to your characters in
guide
water.
her?
I'll be like those bros you see in the parks with the ratchet
We know
straps.
who you're talking about.
Yes.
I'm just,
All right.
just in case I'm preparing my my grapple cannon.
Good enough.
Very specific person in my mind.
So you acrobatic?
Naruto, run! Ooh! 7!
Is that with the +2?
You got this, buddy. You got this.
5.
I'm at the ready. As soon as I see her fall, I will shoot her with my grapple cannon.
All right, go ahead and roll for an attack.
Okay. 3. I missed.
Okay.
No!
What'd you get?
I got a 19.
A 19. Okay. You're going across?
Yeah, it was 13.
Okay. Ashton?
I'm going last. Are we dealing with this or no? I was.
This
gonna
is
be
all
go.
considered rolls for the attempt.
Okay.
So this is.
So since I'm going and I have a, that's interesting. It's athletics.
Athletics, yeah.
27. 31.
31. Jeez. Okay.
Bye.
So as some of you kind of clamber across, like hand over hand, eventually getting to the opposite side, narratively, we'll say Laudanus the second to last, or to go across. FCG has, passed beyond at this point. You're holding up the rear as you begin to, arms out. They can't stop us all. Naruto run across the rope
Balance, Laudna. Don't just.
and just
Gotta believe.
like you stop and catch yourself, and the rope's like whoa, 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 whoa. Zoom. And you fall and slip ass over tea kettle in the air as a a bolt goes. And you into the water. It is freezing cold, but you being a non-necessarily super warm-blooded person, it is not a huge shock, just a little shock. But nevertheless, you are now kind of treading water. I would like you to make an athletics check to try and swim to shore.
Can I use my kinetic pull and like try to help her out, like pull her towards me as she's trying to swim?
Yeah, I will say because you are. This isn't just pushing somebody in the air. You're pulling against the current of the water. Go ahead and roll a d20 at your spellcraft modifier or your spell.
My hoop skirt. Oh jeez, so jeez.
Close.
9.
That was almost real bad.
22.
22. Okay, so you pull her 5 feet closer, and she just full on under the water.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm gonna. I'm gonna try and deal with this. I'm going to disengage disengage the rod and the hammer.
Okay, you haven't crossed yet.
I know.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go running to catch up and dive in, still holding, like with the hammer still tied to the thing, but now not.
Okay, so you disengage, but just kind of run off in that way.
And I'm gonna try and get and go and jump and grab.
Okay, so you leap, and with the rope still tethered, which is taut, you kind of do an outward swing angle, which would put her beyond your reach because you are now kind of being. From a physics standpoint, you're being pulled away from the point where she splashed in and is dragged down, so you would have to either let go of the hammer or let the rope go. Your call.
Let the rope go.
Okay. So the rope actually, you just kind of give a tug and the rope snaps off of your, so we'll say that's 5 feet of rope off of whoever put that up. So it's now 45 feet of rope. As you sploosh into the water, the cold of it washing over you, the kind of dark murky beneath, that sound as you're currently now pushing through the river. You do manage to swim up to Laudna, and you're going to try and bring you both to shore?
I am. I'm even, I'm going to give it an attempt.
Make an athletics check for me. This is a very high DC because you're rolling for both of you.
Okay.
Does he have hands on Laudna?
You would be able to see because you have very, very high vision. You can see he catches up to her beneath the water, and they're both in a similar area. So you get the sense he probably does.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to flash out Seedling and whip out a vine onto Ashton's back.
Okay.
And hold on to the immovable rod on my side with my tiny arm.
Alrighty. So, are you pulling him? Or just attaching it to him?
I'm attaching and not letting them go downstream.
And
because I'm holding this with one arm and this out with the other.
Okay.
And
I'll say because he's a moving target beneath the surface of the water, just go ahead and roll a d20 and add your dexterity modifier.
Okay. And just for fun, I'm going to rage.
It's a 21.
21, yeah. You send it below, like a Spider-Man thwip, just catching the back of him. And you are raging. Go ahead and roll your athletics with advantage.
All right.
I feel like such a problem right now.
One attack, 2 attacks.
Athletics with advantage is 18.
18, all right.
That was a good one.
This is at this point. It's not a very wide river, and at the point where you grabbed and where you attached, the rest of it only gets easier as you go. So it takes you a moment, but you do manage to get both of you up and out of the surface of the water and to the point where your feet begin to touch the bottom of the river itself and get some traction.
All right.
It's about this time that you also notice that something is emerging from the water behind them.
Oh,
like a mound begins to rise up.
Guys! Something's surfacing!
This is so heavy!
What?
You too, it's a fighter.
Behind the two of them, you see this kind of rising mound, almost like its own small island of like a deep kind of gray brown, almost like dappled textured hide. You see like where the back is and shoulders are. It's kind of smooth and rotund almost, but muscular. And you see the head pull up, and there are these tiny little ears that kind of wiggle. And where the snout would be, these two massive horns that curl up like this. You see this kind of monstrous hippopotamus that basically like...
Where, hippo?
You see like it sprays kind of air out of its nostrils, and it seems to be like slowly stalking up behind the two of them.
Come on, dude, not now.
Come on, dude. The bows are not territorial at all.
Could I try to maybe... Are you holding on to Laudna, Ash?
I am, and we are moving, and I've got a rage up at the moment, so...
Would it be possible to use my Stonky's ring to try to lift up the Ashton's hammer so that I can try to get them across? I can hold 1,000 pounds.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think with the ring used right now, you go ahead and activate it,
Hold on
and
to her.
the hammer suddenly it yanks your shoulder a little bit, but not enough to do any damage, but just enough where it might be sore for a little bit. As you both rocket out of the water, as this creature kind of like goes and tries to gore up behind them and catches just the air, maybe a foot beneath their feet.
Oh.
As you kind of pluck them up and kind of, I say, as gingerly as you want to, lay them down on the ground.
Yes, very gingerly.
Sit them down.
It only goes so ginger because the gravity kicked in, so it is. we fall a little hard. Ow.
Wait, is it charging?
You see, it's emerging from the water on the side of the riverbank where you are, and you can see not far behind it in the water, like 3 other smaller ones that are kind of emerging on the
I
side.
wonder what's so mad.
Don't hippos kill more people than like lions?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
But yes. I'll cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Yes!
And I will say, please, we mean you no harm. We were just trying to cross a brook to get to our destination.
Fuck off!
Oh, we will gladly fuck off. Can we go? Will you let us go?
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh. 25.
Don't come any closer. Fuck off.
There's no need for that kind of language. He's leaning in.
Let's go.
You can just say.
The rest of you see one.
You could just say like, "This is my lair. Please excuse yourself from it," and we would also
You hear the
gladly
babies
go.
behind, like emerging from water, going like, "Yeah, mom, tell him, mom."
This conversation's going on way too
doesn't
long.
need to be
I'm
this
just using
impolite.
telekinetic pull and pulling FCG.
Yeah,
Yes,
come on.
back as we're walking.
I don't kids don't use that language.
We're leaving.
Unclick the rod.
As you slowly peel away from the encounter, eventually you can see its territorial stance begins to lax, and the rest of you can hear the kind of soft grunts of a family reuniting as you can gently hear the kids going like, "Yeah, mom, that was great."
It's not great. It's not great. You're so I just left because I wanted to, not because you told me to.
I'm just prestidigitationing you, Lawton, and drying you off.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
It was, I mean,
Worth it.
it was real funny. You look.
Now am I ready?
It's
Oh, your
great. It's
makeup?
perfect.
Yes.
I've thrown the trout into my bag of holding.
Thank you.
got
I
it.
was about to say, I'll just stay here wet. But
No, no,
what?
no,
No,
Since we had
Thank you.
tissue in there.
Maybe I could bake it.
That's true. I mean,
I could have baked
oiled
trout,
and polished. It's really nice.
or I could.
Butter or like just.
I don't have any butter. I have a little butter.
You have butter.
A little butter.
Seasoning.
There's a pantry.
Yeah, bake it.
How
Bake it in my body.
old is the butter? We can't get to the pantry right now.
don't
because the
ask
circle
about the
can't
butter.
be put anywhere,
Don't
but
ask.
There's a pantry.
Got it.
Butter's
30 episodes ago.
Don't ask where body butter comes from.
As long as you have it, butter can stay for ages. How does nobody know?
I ran out of butter several weeks ago. I've been using motor oil.
I have.
Is that all right?
That explains why it's moving
right.
so quickly through the
I'm
system.
pretty sure that's basically Crisco, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah, castor oil.
Are you still humming this journey?
Oh no, I'm gonna relinquish the duties to.
Me?
You.
But I'll assist you with my nose.
All right, so Fern, you understand in wild spaces that the water travels down. So if you're following a river, it will lead to the direction in which things get steeper, or more to the bottom of a basin, the bottom of a forest, the bottom of a mountain. You could choose to follow the river or choose to not. You know that things seem to exist in the river or near it at times that are not immediately friendly.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get low and put my hands in the dirt. Taste it.
That was poo.
That was, Chet
about
just
shit.
pooped there.
Just drop trout.
Oh, that was your shit. Shit. That's fine. All right. So, stealth check? I mean, what am I saying? Survival?
Survival check, yeah.
Did I mean
Religion
Where'd you
check.
go?
And
Yes.
are we following the river? Or
We'll find out with the roll.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Ooh, Fern kneels down, sticks her finger in shit, and disappears.
Did you guide yourself? No.
How hard is that?
26.
26.
Yes.
You gather you can follow the river from a distance to where at least the direction it's traveling will bring you. Nothing is free.
Yeah.
A bunch of hacks.
No good deed.
Worst Spotify list ever.
So you can follow with it as long as it continues to wind in that direction at enough of a distance to where at least denizens that would be fearful of some of the creatures that you encounter would make it a safer journey. But for the rest of the day's travel, you don't encounter any other dangers, any other issues.
That's the burn effect.
Until it grows darker and the mood begins to change. You will likely have to hold up for the evening or find some way to sleep comfortably in the middle of the wilds.
And where we are, the canopy or the nearest branches are 40, 50 plus feet up.
Between 30 and 40 up, yeah. It's just like these long stalks of trees before the tree begins to expand upward.
Well, we could search for like a hollow. We could rock some branches. I don't know if the floor is level enough for the hole.
It is definitely not level enough.
What about, are any of the trees hollow?
You can look
They're
for
pretty
some
wide, right?
They're big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are different types of trees here, some that are thicker than others. Some that do have, like I say, some boughs that would probably be lower, but they're not very strong, at least on the lower points. The stronger branches are the ones that, push up towards the top of the canopy down here. They're kind of thin or flimsy by comparison. Might be able to support the weight of one or two of you, but that's about the extent of it.
That'll be the one.
I could also try to grow like I did the last time, a nice little A-frame.
I mean, that was really nice.
How did I do that?
Yes.
That was
Plant growth?
Plant growth is what it was,
Yes, plant growth. Shall I make us a nice little A-frame
Yeah.
situation?
Where's the best spot?
Is there a hollow-ish tree that we can kind of tuck into with a little A-frame outside?
Okay.
Roll
Oh,
a survival and nature check to look for one that could possibly.
I know. Should you roll
I'll
and look
look,
for it?
I'll
I'll assist you.
Okay.
You might know this. Are there
Guide
signs of
Guidance.
other humanoid civilization anywhere?
Good setting, man.
Yeah.
These are fun.
Been sticking in my craw. I don't know.
16.
16? Okay. That's not bad at all. It takes you a little bit of a journey into the evening to where you kind of have to source your own light, but you do eventually find one large tree where it looks like it was either struck by lightning or something split it partway down. And where it was split, it continued to grow, but it had this like darkened kind of charcoal dark hollow that goes about 8 or so feet into the tree trunk itself.
Little moss bits, any little holes, maybe some little mushrooms, toadstools peeking out.
Yeah. Easily enough, you go ahead and like tap into the fey nature of your life, your upbringing, and the magic that flows through you. And in instilling the land to grow to your interests and imagination, a vibrant spectrum of colorful fungus and moss begin to grow, unnatural to this environment internally, but you can mask the exterior of it to match in with the surroundings.
It's really cute, huh?
It's gorgeous.
Okay.
Wonderful.
I like it.
Okay.
How long does it take you to bake that fish?
Oh, me? I've never baked fish. I've mostly been baking, baked goods. Maybe, I'm just gonna guess. Actually, I'm gonna think about it.
Fish bakes up pretty fast.
Yeah, 25 minutes.
Can I search my memory banks for the perfect recipe for baked fish?
Yeah, it's going to roll an intelligence check for me.
Did you catch more than one, Chad, or was it just the
Did
one?
I catch a second fish, or was it only the one?
9.
9? You
9
can probably
minutes.
fake it.
A couple hours.
A couple hours, yeah, for
We
salmon.
guide you.
With the time that you were hanging back a bit, I'd say you could probably catch a second one with that roll you got.
Two.
You got 2. I'll allow it.
Give me
When-
one.
No, give you both, because that way you can
I'll
cook
give
it.
him one. But they need
I
to
don't think I
perfect
could
their
fish-
recipe.
fit 2 7-pound fish in my body anyway, so
Just fillet them one at a time.
cram it in there. Shut the door.
Did you fillet it? Or did we?
Oh, is that what you gotta
Yeah,
do?
you got
We
to.
fillet it.
No, we definitely got the chisel out. We did like a down the middle
Yeah, we
and then
prepped
filleted
it.
the
We
sides.
prepped
The meats,
prep.
we checked the blood, make
Totally.
sure there's nothing funny
You're cooking
going
it for a
on.
couple hours, you said?
And I've got the spices that I would have for baking pastries and things. So like, little cinnamon, little nutmeg,
Salt?
some sugar,
Why are you making
salt
it
to bake?
gross?
little salt. Sure, you can use salt to bake.
What, just the salt?
Oh, well, I already put all that other stuff off. I'll wipe it off. Just sort of scrape it off and just do a little salt, fold it, stick it in there.
As you all settle in, it is actually quite a delightful smell. This hollow and the proximity means that you all, for the next 2 hours, smell the wonderful smell of a bakery spiced fish slowly cooking.
Low temp, right? Like
Cinnamon
low
trap.
temp.
Easy bake oven.
Right.
Is there any rosemary in this tent we have, or like something just to give this a little bit of a kick? I don't know. Some
No.
pepperberry. Oh God.
None of it, but yeah.
Never mind.
But as the evening goes on, the temperature drops significantly. The mist gets thicker. And from whence you can look outside, what little faint bit of moonlight that is, disseminated through the mist itself that curves down, you can just barely see the shapes of the jungle boughs above, and you kind of feel like that darkened abyss portion of the ocean where it's just no light and that little glimmer of faint blue above the surface. It is about a couple hours into cooking this, and you create some fine fish jerky.
It's a little dry.
Arm takes a lot.
Honestly, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Anything
I've
weird
had
in the
worse.
filleting of this
Salty?
fish?
Little
Meat
dry.
color, blood, insides, anything strange?
Not from your experience, no.
I think you could walk it back like at least an hour.
It's trial and error over here.
Yeah.
Great.
I'll also say we're gonna have to clean you out real hard
Yeah, you
before we bake
smell-
anything.
Pretty. Right.
Stink.
That's gonna be
fish.
some vinegar and baking
Don't
soda.
say.
My lower parts sort of smell like fish now? Is that what's happening?
I know. We're literally setting him up for the worst.
Why did we do this? God damn it!
My hot hole
I'm
smells
sorry.
like
That's
fish?
me. I take responsibility for this one. I'm so sorry. I didn't see it coming.
Bye, Matt.
Really feel bad about this one.
The show's over. See you guys.
He's just gonna do a lap.
Critical Role shockingly ended mid-campaign 3.
It's been a great 8 years. Everybody.
Wow.
Nope.
Came to a head right there.
Landslide.
Sublime!
All right, so who's taking first watch?
Someone with dark vision pair up with someone who doesn't. I don't have dark vision.
I'll take it.
You have dark vision?
Yep.
All right, 2 of us then.
Okay. Go and roll a perception check for me.
Perception check assisted by.
Moi.
Well, you don't have dark vision, so you can't.
No,
assist him.
so I'm technically assisted, but it doesn't help at all.
Can I use my... Yeah. Advantage on wisdom perception checks. Yeah, spot here. Another way.
I'll do it.
Yours are scent based, right?
Ah, just the one then.
Four. Yeah.
14.
14. Got it. Okay.
Math sucks today.
The silence beyond the sounds of the evening insects that rule the night jungle kind of soothe you into a state of contemplation. Excitement for the weird space you're in, the weird people you travel with, and you get lost momentarily in memories of dalliances and encounters of the past, encounters of the recent.
Can you not make weird gurgling noises? And it's just getting very distracting.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was lost in my escapades of the past.
I'm well
Of
aware.
the present,
Nope.
we could have taken that fucking hippo.
Inside voice.
Sorry.
Sorry. Carry on. Could you have taken that hippo? No, I don't think you could.
Ladna?
What?
Ooh.
What? Wait, what? What?
Sleeping.
Just, you're sleeping.
I know.
But mark 9 points of necrotic damage.
What? Why?
What? Why?
But why?
Okay, so wait, hang on though. This gets weird. I was down. We leveled up and I gained hit points, but then we were down
You were
hit
down
points,
10,
but now we
right?
slept.
I mean, I haven't slept a
You
whole night
haven't,
yet.
you haven't done a
Slept
full
yet.
long rest yet.
So would I still be at the hit, even though with my hit
TB.
points going up, I was at. Hang on, I'm at 90.
When
I
you
was at
level up
91, so I
when
was
you
at
level up,
81
it levels up your hit points too.
as to where it was.
Correct. It keeps the maximum diminished previously. Yeah.
Okay.
And you went up
I went up
4.
You're good.
Yeah, plus
Stop
my constitution is, so I went up I went up 8.
Just take 9 points
So
off.
17 down.
So if I go 9,
Then parry.
wait, I take 9 points.
Necrotic.
Is that right then? We'll say that's right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Man, you got some fucking hit points now.
I know. Is that amulet that I have? That's a like.
Anyone else take these hit points?
So wait. Necrotic.
Just mark it.
Oh no.
Is it because you
And-
used
We're in
the
it. We
vision?
don't know why.
You used Delilah's powers?
I don't
What does it
know.
mean?
And even though I'm a hollow one.
Oh, he didn't remember that.
Sometimes necrotic shit is immune.
He's still rolling
but
shit.
Other undead people don't do it. Don't.
It's just 9 points, Marisha.
Look at those
You'll be
blue
okay.
eyes. Look at those blue eyes.
He's
And
not
ask
the amount
yourself
of points.
if he doesn't know.
Orem, you take 6 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Wait, why?
Now she's in my head.
What is it?
Is it the
What's
mist?
causing
Is it the
it?
cold?
They're equally.
The two of you end your watch without issue.
But we're up in the fucking tree.
Yeah.
Up in
Okay.
the tree. You climbed up?
No, we're just a little. Yeah, we're not in the. We're up outside the thing.
Yeah, well, I guess we didn't go up 40 feet to the branch, right? We didn't do that. We're just kind of outside keeping
No.
track. Okay.
Ground is
Well, so we're on the same level.
I can take the next
You,
watch.
as you both climb down and kind of enter the hole, you swear in just a moment the shadows seem to like shift, and then it's still.
Wait, hold on. Mother fuck! Chisel on my thigh, a little crimson right,
Okay.
just to light it up.
As the light fills the space, you immediately see a dozen or so of these small, thin, elongated, almost humanoid shadow shapes that have kind of gathered around Laudna and Orem, that have been like kind of reaching out and grabbing them. And as soon as the flame ignites, they kind of like, and they remain there, kind of just looking at you still.
Ashton, wake everybody up!
Oh, do they look scared?
Wake up.
Things
wake
are
up.
nice
wake up.
sometimes that aren't actually nice. I don't like them.
There's no light, right? What's going on?
There's light.
From the flame?
Yeah.
Do I hit?
Do
Do
we
we have
see
any
him?
marks?
Oh yeah,
turn-
you
I'll turn on
you see
my-
them. They're
We
kind
all
of
see
like
them.
they're like kind of they're emerging from the nearby shadow, and you see them. They're kind of floating up a bit, like these tiny little like wraiths that are small and waifish. There's just these like, tattered shadows, these elongated small bodies, and their heads are kind of misshapen and stretched a bit, almost like the Scream, but just made of shadow. And just
Looked like they were trying to pick your pocket or something.
I feel a little like shit. Do we have any marks on us?
no, but you feel very cold, colder than the air seems to present.
Can I talk to them?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to talk to them in their head.
You, as soon as you try and connect with one, you just get this yearning, this need to be warm. And they, after this kind of standoff lasts a few moments, they begin to return to
No.
Shoo! I'm gonna turn on my lights and just shine my light right at them.
They kind of recoil slightly again, but you can kind of sense the emotion from them. The drive to consume heat is a little bit stronger than their fear of the light that you're presenting. And you watch as they recoil and then grow bold again.
If I'm back to calf with Laudna, I'm just going to start doing circles around her and try to keep them at bay somewhat. Shield up, sword out.
Can I say in shadow cant?
Ooh.
What?
Shadow cant.
Shadow cant.
Shadow
I shadow
Thank
can.
you.
Can you understand me?
They don't speak at all, but what you can see now is about 5 or 6 that are kind of affixed around you, and about 4 or 5 that are around you. All of them, all at once, kind of look over in your direction. You've caught their attention for a moment. You also notice more are starting to creep in from the outside of the tree, from behind Chetney.
Spitball, it's like 15? 10, 15?
Right now, 10, 11,
If they want
12.
If they want heat, should we just give them like a bonfire somewhere else or something?
Let's do that.
I used a little prestidigitation to make just a little like flicker on in my palm of heat.
They're just looking at you.
They want life forms.
They want warm bodies, not warm flame.
Well, shit, we can't sleep here then.
Yeah.
Or we gotta figure out a way to keep them out.
We're outnumbered. There's like 14 of them now.
Are they little?
They're smaller than Chetney. They look almost like withered shadow gnomes, if you will. But also their features are exaggerated. You're uncertain who they might once been, if they've been something before, if this is just their nature. You don't know.
Well, you should tell them to leave, and if they don't leave...
Can I do you think they're undead? Should I turn undead?
Try
I
it.
think they are undead. I can actually try this. I'll be able to tell. If I reach out to one, like I'm going to let it touch me. Chill touch.
Chill touch? Okay. Is that an attack roll or a saving throw on their point?
It is
It's attack roll for
a
you.
attack roll from me. Yep, 27.
27. Go ahead and roll damage.
3. Wait, did my shit go? I went up in a level. My shit goes up.
11 cantrips.
3d8. My cantrip go higher.
That means 3 Eldritch Blasts.
3d8. Well, chill touch.
I know, but when you do Eldritch Blast, you
I do 3 now. So the thing with chill touch,
Triple Eldritch Blast.
if you hit an undead target, it also has. Oh wait. You're gonna make
Disadvantage on
arrangements?
attacks rolls against you until the end of its next turn.
Oh, I guess it is.
You're gonna kill it here anyway.
3d8. Go for it. Hit it.
28, I can't remember. I thought it wasn't. Okay.
Garbage.
Not great. Not great. 10, 11 points of damage.
Disappointing.
11 points of damage.
Yeah.
Leave the table.
As your energy converts into that cold, necromantic lash out to this creature, it strikes the shadow and it dissipates, and the others kind of recoil.
Did I get a sense that it's undead?
You got the sense that it's undead, and they all begin to close in once more. Very like the doldrums from the Phantom Toll booth. They're slowly creeping.
I think I've had
in.
enough of this.
Yeah, are we doing this? Feels like we're doing this.
Well,
Do
here,
your
I'll,
thing.
I'll,
Do your thing.
Oh, if we're gonna do this, I'm gonna hold you down.
What?
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
shit.
I shield into Ashton.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will cast Turn Undead. It's not casting. I will just call on the Changebringer to get these undead things away from us.
As you close your eyes and give yourself this prayer that you unleash onto the Changebringer in hopes that she will grant to you the protection that you seek, this radio blast of magical energy seems to light up in the core of FCG's chest before it emerges like a shockwave of gentle warmth. And as it cascades outward, the shadows scatter until the entirety of the chamber you're in is left sans any shadow. You hear their tiny little squeaky cries as they're scattered into immaterial. And then silence.
Can I take Dagger out to the opening of our A-frame? and just look out.
You glance outward and make a perception check.
Everything smells like fish now.
I was gonna say that was really fishy.
12.
12.
Not great.
You kind of glance out with the light, and you can see about 7 or 8 of them that are just kind of waiting on the outside that are now recoiling into the nearby brush and foliage, properly fearful of what just occurred. And you get just the slightest, like out of the corner of your eye, shadow everywhere, moving for but a moment before it goes still once more.
Uh-oh.
So this is
These
all.
things are everywhere.
Do you think they won't come in anymore?
I think
After how long does that last?
That's it. It's
How
over.
long do they run away?
Well, they're all dead. The
They
ones that
all-
were affected.
Can I immediately go to the nearest tree and, using my woodworking abilities, can I take out some of the tools and I'll start carving off of the trunk shavings, kindling materials, slicing strips, just like harvesting off of the tree and looking, just grabbing like a bundle of stuff that could begin to start a fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
let everyone else sleep.
We can start a fire if we need to outside. Maybe it'll be drawn to that.
Distract him.
Although it feels like that's not that kind of heat they want.
I think that's how you get a hippopotamus.
Oh.
I think we just have to, whoever's awake has to be dealing with it. And if it gets to be too much, we wake everybody else up.
Someone's got to be silently fighting these things off while everybody else sleeps?
I mean,
it's okay.
Or, just to talk it out, could one of us be sort of like a sacrificial? Yes. Like, we give one person to be sucked of their life force during the night while the rest of us sleep, and then when the rest of us wake up, I can heal that person right back up to full.
They were moving. I think they do that pretty quick, though.
Well, there was only 9 hit points over 2 hours.
That's true.
So we only need like another 4 or 6
only
hours.
a few of them, though. There were more coming.
Let's try the next shift and see if they'll stay away after
I
your...
can stay up. I've got another turn undead, so I could stay up for the next shift and see what happens.
So taking up next shift?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you see in the dark?
Nope.
Okay, we should start a fire then, just so you can see what's going on.
Inside or outside the A-frame? How big is our A-frame?
It's not very big. It's like 8 foot by 6 foot. You're all pretty crammed in there.
Who else has?
Does it
who
have
else
open
has?
air at all?
Has
Because otherwise I'll just
vision?
put it at the mouth.
Well, I mean, it's not entirely
Staying
enclosed.
up
There's like
and
a
around?
curtain of moss that she created and like overgrowth.
If things go south, wake me up, and then we'll
Do we have any
pin you
dead
to the
bodies?
ground again before that.
We got rid of all the dead bodies. We got dead fish.
Can't open the hole either.
I'll bring all that kindling that I just brought and I'll kind of bunch it on the floor and I'll put it in one of my more prized
We'll figure it out.
possessions of wood and I'll force some splits into it so it'll burn easier and I'll just start
a
little
fire in
at
there.
the mouth of the.
Okay.
I'm gonna use control flames to just dim the light on it without dimming the heat from it.
Okay.
And I'll throw some incense into there just to sort of create a miasma of
cinnamon.
This
Just
is
mixes
rough.
with the fish, doesn't bite it.
protection.
Can't cover that.
Fish and pow sound.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
every
it's
time
a-
you cast a spell now, it's just gonna reek of
A
fish.
strange like
Person in the office.
like a Seattle fish market meets patchouli smell
Oh,
just
God.
fills the
God.
interior of this
That's
tree
so
hollow.
San Francisco.
What is it?
Spiritual bookshop vibes.
Vanilla and shit.
For your watch,
Oh, so it's me and FCG now?
Yeah, you want to stay up? Can you see in the dark?
Yes.
Okay, great.
as you both keep an eye out there for your watch, the kind of slight crackle of the nearby flames kind of kicking and sparking occasionally in the inside here. No shadows seem to creep in during your time.
Okay.
Maybe you scared him.
Yeah, maybe I did.
It's good.
All right. And then you finish your watch without issue.
Wake up. You two are next.
Can you see in the dark?
What's that smell?
It's
Incessant fish.
it's not pussy.
No.
It's me.
All right, that's fine.
Can you see in the dark?
It's like honey on 3
Okay,
level.
me neither. This will be fun.
Is the fire still going?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got a little fire monkey. It's okay.
I'm just gonna keep trying to keep my mind open in case I can hear any yearning sort of thoughts.
Oh, I'm yearning. All right.
Not those kind of
Okay.
Chad's dreaming about some.
What's he doing?
Make a perception check if you'd like.
Come on. Come on. Big roll.
Okay. And guidance.
Oh, that's okay.
Double dig. Let's go double dig.
Ooh, natural 20.
Nice.
Plus guidance. What is that? So 23 perception, 24.
24. You have no incursion of the shadows within the interior of this tree. Through the time that you have keeping watch, you glance out beyond the threshold of the plant growth that you've created to protect your friends. And you can see the shifting shadows still kind of weaving through the nearby foliage and brush, and just avoiding the proximity.
Just take out a little tuft of moss. Peek through.
They're sad and cute.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel bad for them.
I do too.
Just trapped here, wanting love.
As the light begins to creep up with the morning and brighten, the forest floor is as bright as it gets at this time. The shadows dissipate, and with your passes and rest now coming to fruition, you see no sign of the encroaching shadows, and the jungle is yours to traverse.
And we all get a long rest.
Yes.
As we wake up, can I use my Hunter's Bane to just feel out for, like, is there a constant state of a feeling of undead around us, or perhaps only at night?
It feels bright after that night.
Yep. It's funny how that works.
I have a question too. Does that necrotic damage stay gone?
Correct.
Yeah.
No, sorry. It heals up with your morning time, yes.
Let's go, Father Time.
All right.
So curious to see what your face will be when that finally.
Me too. 64. We're fine.
So you're
good number.
You're sensing for roll perception check to see if you can make up any sort of details or sense of necrotic undeath in the vicinity.
16.
16. Nothing seems to catch your eye, your nose, the hairs in the back of your neck. You don't feel like it's a serious challenge at the moment.
Weird.
Where did they come from?
Don't know. They're brought on by the night. Just like me.
I really think he's working on a book.
Yeah, what's going on?
It's the morning right now, and I feel your energy so hard. I don't think the night is your vibe.
Thank you, Ashton. I'm so glad to hear that the vibe is being received so well.
It wasn't a compliment, but I'm glad it got received that way. So.
I feel like Chet's more alive here since he's never been here before.
These are my peeps. Yeah.
It is nice.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
I like it. I mean, I don't, but I like it.
Is there anything I have to identify before we get going? Anything? Any objects that we needed to?
I feel like we're.
Not the charm, not the.
Otherwise, I will attune to something else.
Weapons.
These washboard abs, and Orm tucks his feet under a tree root and just starts crunching.
Yeah, buddy. Let's go. Anything from the pirate ship? No. Oh, do we need to identify the Smarggle Mouse?
The Schmoggle flask.
But we don't know that he has.
I mean, is it fancy?
Is there anything you need me to identify?
Good. I got nothing.
Oh, we're being that player, are we, Liam? Ah, I missed this, Liam. I haven't seen this Liam in a while.
Echoes of Cain.
Attaboy. Yeah, all around. It's a buffet.
Oh, I have an identical.
A buffet.
Will you fuck up too?
All right. With a warmer morning, though still cold in its own right, before you, with a decent day's travel, you'll likely reach what you hope to be the base of the three mountains by nightfall or shortly after it. Who is leading the journey this day? Is it still going to be you, Fern?
I've been impressed by your leadership so
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm a leader. What can I say?
far. You fit the environment.
All right.
Can I hop up on your shoulders?
Yes, of course.
Okay, I'm gonna listen and look for threats.
Okay. Roll survival check for me.
Good jumping.
19.
19. Okay.
Very sonic that.
For the first leg of your journey during this day, getting deeper into the jungle where it becomes full rainforest. The vine cover is very thick, and as they drape and tumble down, occasionally you can see these beautiful points of vibrant yellow, purple flowers that kind of dot the sides of these trees. Uncertain what they are necessarily, if you want to make a nature check at first glance.
Should I make the nature check? Because I'm really bad at it.
But you're so good at out
You're
here
doing
in
great.
the woods.
Keep going.
Oh no, I have shit nature
Man,
too.
all right, let me see what these are.
Did you guide yourself?
The little giggle.
The little
chuckle.
Yeah. Did you guide yourself?
I guided her.
I didn't. Oh, you did? Okay. 14.
That's not bad.
14's not bad. You're not quite certain what they represent. What you do know is that usually bright colors in nature are either drawing things to them. Bright colors in creatures is warding things off. So you're for plants that color, you get the sense that it's trying to be invitational.
I think they're fine.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Remember the ones in the Feywild?
That's
We had to
right.
sing
Yeah,
to
that was great.
and
That's
scream.
Yeah, that makes me think of these.
Would you like me to get you one to put in your hair?
Well, I think we should just be.
Really, it's
just
no
in case-
trouble at all.
All right.
What is
What
happening?
is he responding
What
to
is
him?
going
I
on?
don't know.
Something in
Do you go inquire a flower?
Too odd.
Yes,
Purple-
I go inquire a flower.
Purple or yellow?
He's gone Dickensian.
He's gone to
Purple.
Yes, good choice.
Okay.
Not a good choice.
You
Dickens fair.
jaunt up to the base of one of the nearby trees, where within reach you can see one of the purple flowers itself. It has 6 large flower petals that kind of reach out and then curl at the edges. And on the inside
Just
you can
like tea.
No, don't stop.
you reach up and cut it down. And as you reach for it, you acquire it without issue in return.
Oh, romance wins, motherfuckers! Fern, would you accept this flower on behalf of romantics everywhere?
Insight check.
It is lovely. Thank you.
Not as lovely as you.
Oh, wow. I'm going to put this up and
You know
put it
what
with the rest of them.
Of like little parasites that can like get in your brain.
Coming
like
from flowers?
yeah, or just like from jungle settings.
I'm going to put this on my somewhere
Any
else.
pollen on my hands from the flower at all? Anything like that?
Yeah, there's like a thin layer of kind of an orangish pollen, yeah.
Okay.
This is gonna be your fault when she turns on all of us.
But
Fair.
I'm going to keep it down here. I'm not going to put it near my brain just in case the creepy crawly comes out.
All right.
What?
It couldn't make its way.
Are you? Oh, you can move them
I didn't
around.
even see it last time. That's what was happening?
That's cute.
The one in the middle looks like a poop.
Oh, that's great. The shattered teeth.
It's like a stop motion.
The first leg of your day's journey seems to go by without issue. Go ahead and roll again another survival check as you continue deeper into the valley. As the mists grow thicker, the sounds of birds grow louder, which leads you to believe that there are a number of there are more aerial denizens that exist towards and near the base of the mountains, especially the mountainous regions above. You don't know if they're hunting or if they're just being social or avoiding, but the sound of birds above the canopy is getting louder.
Do
as
they
you approach.
sound sweet birds or loud, large birds?
Make a nature check.
Nature. Thank you.
Hawks.
Big bird.
No, yeah.
6.
Run!
They're birds.
Could be either. Birds are
Those are
fun.
monkeys.
So what's your other nature? Your
24.
24 is great.
My goat eyes.
Save it for Candela, okay?
In following the river down, and you can see it, crashes as a 20-foot waterfall into a natural rock pool a little ways off where you are, and then you can see the cliff descent was rather sharp for a bit before it kind of evens off, and the slow, gradual descent begins to come to a stop, where water is now gathered in almost like a basin around what is going to be the rising base of the nearest mountain of the three.
Nice.
You are currently now able to continue to follow the river where it goes, or you can see another kind of beaten path that seems to follow the perimeter of this kind of larger body of condensed water.
How do we feel?
I'm feeling perimeter, personally.
Perimeter? I was feeling perimeter as well.
Yeah.
Perimeter.
Perimeter?
Yes, that's hard to say with this cat voice. Perimeter. A little drink.
Okay. So you're following the exterior of the water on the beaten path?
Yes.
Okay.
Along the base of the mountain. Is that what you said?
I think so.
Yeah.
And what's the marching order for this day, by the way? I forgot to ask.
Same.
I'm still on Fern's shoulder.
Okay.
I'll be in number 2 position.
Holding your little ankles.
Crab walk.
I'm holding your little ankles and pushing your little
So I guess
feet.
perception check.
Stuck in there? Do I need to pull it out?
Trying to get a little waggle going.
That is a 27.
27.
You're keeping an eye out for danger.
Yeah.
And human hoo-ha. Or humanoid hoo-ha.
It's human who.
Two things.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Civilization.
One, you stop Fern from moving forward at one point because you can see the pathway where you're walking. The ground itself, the texture changes for about an 8 to 9 foot length of it. And you can see the brush that's around it has a somewhat darker coloration. The vibrant green is a little more brown.
Right here, like just ahead of us?
About 10 feet ahead of you.
Whoa, hold up.
What do you see?
Brown.
That ground looks funny somehow. It doesn't look like what came before it and what's after it.
Detect thoughts.
And a sniff.
On the ground?
Just because we
Oh,
stopped
no,
the
in
train.
general.
Perception check. You don't detect any unexpected thoughts within the
No creatures
vicinity.
within the vicinity.
It's crap roll.
No sniffs.
Does that look like a cover-up of some kind?
Maybe a hunting trap.
Yeah.
I don't really want to spring it. Should we just try and walk around? Is that possible?
Is there anybody watching?
With your perception check right now, you don't see anybody in the vicinity, no.
Does it look like something? Like,
It's just brown all of a sudden.
Do you want to go and inspect the...
is it like a perfect circle?
I mean, there's the pathway where you're walking is about 2.5, 3 feet wide, kind of where the foliage has been carved a bit, and the dirt and undergrowth of it looks like the texture's a little... it's almost like the nearby brush kind of moves with the pathway. Here it seems to cross across a little bit, which why the texture's odd, and the surrounding brush that's pushed into that area is a darker color.
It's a catch pit.
Does it look like how hunters will use foliage and
It's
stuff?
possible. You like an investigation check?
Sure, and then also pull out Pate, my poor little dummy boy.
Are we gonna spring this thing?
Well, I think also, well,
I'll at least do an investigation. 17?
Yeah, so glancing and kind of getting a good perimeter view, it looks like the brush that's been pushed here, I mean, it's been pushed here. There looks like an area was cleared out, and then other distant brush was gathered to kind of fill the space.
Okay.
And so because that was pulled, it's slowly dying.
Died. Okay.
Which means it's been here for a little bit. It's not super fresh, but enough to where the coloration is turning. And indeed, the ground area where the texture is different, it looks like they've laid over bits of roots to try and obscure
Hide like a
the
pit.
ground.
So days or weeks, someone said this.
can I, just because it's so different from everything we've seen for the hours, can I lick my fingers and touch the ground and use my grim psychometry to tap into the history of this location?
Go ahead and roll your history.
Advantage, but I think that's only for undead.
Oh, that's
17 plus
good.
3, 20. Dirty 20.
20. In sensing the vicinity here, you don't gather any tragedy or dark history that is tethered to this location. You can sense the occasional choking of shadow that washes over these areas when light and sun is not as present. But that's the extent of what you're able to sense in the space around you.
That makes sense. Didn't pick up anything necessarily terrible, but there's just that feeling again that when the light goes, it gets real shitty.
Could be just more of those little ghouly ghouls.
I think it's a hunting trap. Well,
I think this is a hunting
far
trap.
away from this as we can. Yeah.
let's just
Is it
set it on
bypassable?
fire.
Because it's along a path along the water. Is that
It's
right?
not bypassable. You just step off the path
Just
and
step
kind
off.
of cycle
It's like,
around.
what would clear an area and then collect it if you weren't gonna like, I don't know, set it
There's
on
no
fire?
secondary shit off the side of the path that the path is a red herring for.
Make a perception or investigation check.
Perception.
I feel like if we set it on fire, it'll
Natural
alert
20,
whatever's
31.
here that
31.
we're here.
You don't see anything in the vicinity of it.
You
All
want
right.
to buy it.
No, just wanna, see what happens.
let's just keep.
I mean, if it feels like a hunting trap, we should be, I guess, on the lookout for civilization.
That's the other thing. Are there humanoid tracks by this thing at all? Are there?
I think it was a 31, probably.
It's a giant beaver,
See toe beans.
Yeah.
right?
That's what that smell
I mean,
is.
we've seen some crazy animals. Doesn't have to be humanoid.
Nice.
Good.
So you're asking about if there are tracks around?
Yeah.
Oh, my kids don't watch
Yeah, like animal
If
tracks.
you'd like to make a survival check.
Because I
I have to separate it.
That's fair.
Perception is too powerful if it can do everything.
No, that's
So,
fair.
being able to see details in the environment is one thing, but the actual search for tracks, which tracks would be layered over,
My survival
you know,
sucks, but I'm gonna go for it. Oh, thank
Is
you.
it
just the natural
investigation?
environment.
Survival.
Oh, survival? Oh.
Survival to look for tracks and to follow tracks.
Yeah, it could be worse.
I'll allow investigation if need be too. That can sit in the same space.
They're the same on me. That's not bad. 20.
20 is not bad. Looking through the texture of the undisturbed parts of the surrounding jungle, indeed, you can see there are signs of foot traffic. Maybe even just like a few days in the past. Like some of the mud is still kind of sunken in. It looks like the fallen leaves and such have mostly covered them, but if you kind of pull back the underbrush, you can see there are signs of footprints, footfalls, and people that make these trails, travel these trails often enough to the point where within a week probably.
Okay, their folks live here.
All right.
We
Maybe
are
it's the,
visitors.
And just for the visual, like it's a circular area that's kind of been cleared and the brush has been gathered in the middle of it, or just kind of sporadic?
So like the path that you're following is a footpath where like a lot of travel's gone back and forth, it seems, where it kind of has a natural shifting of this pathway. A portion of the path, the texture is odd, and the surrounding brush that normally kind of sits at the sides of it is discolored, like someone cleared out that area and then filled the edges to still leave the path there.
Let's throw something in the middle of it, see what happens.
That's a good idea.
I think just leave it. I'm perfectly content to just leave it personally, but I'm fine with.
Well, I mean, if this is a trap laid by the Rito people, then maybe it's a good thing. We can
give them their amulet.
Yeah.
So the trap is in the middle of the walkway?
Yes.
Probably better
It's like a game trail.
Ah, he said yes, it is a trap.
All right.
I'm just gonna tell a kinetic.
See what I did there?
Take a stone from across the path and throw it into the middle of it.
That's always fun.
Okay. You chuck it, find a stone that
Bagging up
has
a bit.
enough weight to it, and like it hits, and the whole floor of it collapses beneath under the weight of the stone. Parts of it kind of stick out and still hold it. It wasn't a massive distributed weight, but a small central one, so part of it does kind of fall in and collapse. You hear kind of like the initial crash, and then an impact, and then a second crash.
Like down
In the
below.
hole?
Mm-hmm. And you can step up to the edge and glance
Turn
down,
down what?
and it looks like there are a number of sharpened pikes that are kind of aimed upward, and then part of that has fallen inward, and it looks like there's a secondary layer, like it's a two-part trap, and the interior of it is about 12 foot from end to end.
Damn. How deep does it look?
It looks like it goes down about 12 or so feet.
Wow.
There's an 8-foot portion, 8 feet down in the first hit, and then the collapsing into a second set beneath.
I feel bad for. What kind of creature do they think they're catching in here?
Yeah.
Maybe the boar.
How much rope do we have?
45 feet. Yeah.
Just the one?
Me, I don't know what you have.
Everybody else got a 50
I got
footer?
20 feet.
We really
Might be a good idea just to make like a link, right?
All right.
Just in case one of us slips and falls.
I also have rope.
We're also going to keep walking.
Oh, across?
Yeah, like it's
Just
like,
repeat our
plus
river
there's some
trek?
feather follies.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay,
We'll
never
be
mind.
fine.
Okay.
All right, let's go around it.
Should we leave a note like, sorry we messed up your trap? Call this number and here's our insurance?
Try and reset it for them, theoretically.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Fern could do a little plant growth.
Come on, fish cut grass. Let's go.
Fish cut.
Fish cut.
Fresh cut bass.
That's the one. That's the one.
Level up.
Come on, Bassamatic.
All right.
We should have stopped it.
Okay.
Ooh, I want sushi.
Sorry.
If you're still helming this journey, go make another
Shall I?
survival check.
I've been enjoying it.
Dude, I could
Oh, another survival check.
Smash
Are
the
you
sugar
assisted
fish
from
ball.
Chet?
Yes.
Okay.
Always.
All right.
Don't.
Guide yourself as well.
Oh, please don't.
Ooh. Ooh. All right.
3.
30.
Oh my god.
30.
Monster.
I see it.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, you, along with the help of both your tiny compatriots keeping eyes out, begin to notice a trend of traps set through this part of the rainforest floor. You see a handful of these large nets that are bundled up and kind of kept at the base of certain trees, and there are also what look to be loops that are set upon the ground.
Like snares?
Snares, that's what I was looking for, like these,
Like rabbit snares almost?
but large, heavy rope and multiple layer there. Watch too much alone.
It's also how you catch whoopies, guys.
Yeah, that's all I
also
was
valid.
thinking
You
of.
said like big ass snares?
Some of them are large and meant to catch larger
Okay.
creatures. But you continue keeping an eye out for these things, managed to avoid stepping into them, keeping out for
Look out.
certain.
There's one.
Wow. Now you're just showing off.
Yeah, you see them easy. Did Nanamori have stuff like that littered about?
Of course. All over.
What is she trying to trap? What is she? Is there,
All kinds of things.
But you were friends with like little floppy bunnies and stuff.
Yeah,
Would you
but
catch
those-
them and then befriend them?
No, those just appeared some days. Yeah.
There was no answers, but all right.
That's perfect.
Eventually, the gathered pool of water in this kind of basin that's formed this deep into the valley comes to an end. Like you find the edge of the crescent, and you begin to see the rocky climb of what you can assume to be the base of the mountain, the first one, the closest one.
Do we see the big tree?
You see a number of trees
The
everywhere.
big one.
How are we supposed to know which one
You
it
don't
is?
see one that's
Maybe we have to break the tree line a little bit.
This is it's a rocky like wall to get to a base of a mountain.
So the jungle is just slowly beginning to incline, which connotates, based on the journey you've taken this far, that the landscape is beginning to rise towards, like as the mountain is beginning to form in front of you as you travel.
We go Runyon Canyon.
And how's the sun?
It's at this point it'd be like mid-afternoon.
I'll send Pate on a quick scout.
Yeah.
while you do that, Matthew, is a tree an object or a creature? Or neither?
Depends
Or either.
on what tree.
Jesus.
This tree could be a creature because it was a titan, right? It was a dead person.
Was it? Or was
Or
it?
thing.
Was it?
I mean,
The tree that we're
technically,
Yeah,
sort
it
of.
started out.
Maybe,
Person
because I have locate object or locate
Gouger,
creature.
sorry.
You could try to locate.
Or find the path. But, like, I think technically the spell says we have to have something from the place that we're going.
It's the most annoying spell
It's the worst
because
spell.
like it assumes that you already have been there. It's I don't know. It's like fucking dumb. I always
Do we
hated
have anything
using it
from
every
this
time.
tree?
No.
Well,
We have Ashton.
I'm not from this tree.
We do have
yeah,
Ashton.
but you're.
But you're.
I've never
sorry.
been here before. Like,
Yeah, but what if your blood has? What
How
if,
do you know you haven't been here before?
while I can't prove it, it would be highly unlikely, given what I know about my background at this point, that at any point my family would have made it this far. This is very far away from the village we found. We're
Didn't you already get some like tinglies?
I mean, yeah.
So
What if, when you were a kid, you were here and didn't you remember getting shunted away somewhere?
Yeah, that was, well, that's different, but okay, no, I'll play this game, sure.
Different how?
I mean, honestly, I guess it wasn't. It doesn't feel the same, but
It's worth a shot.
to find the path and use him as the thing that we have from the object?
yeah.
I mean, it's cool. What if it worked?
What if?
How would you do it? Like a little. Do
Well, we
need to
just-
A little
cut
drop
him
of his
open
blood.
and-
Sure.
Little pinprick?
Sure. I could. I mean, it doesn't say we need blood, but
I mean, you'll know
blood
really
could be
quick
the
if it
object.
doesn't work, right? Because it'll just point at him.
yeah.
fair.
Just a little pinprick.
That's all I need, Winslow.
I'm happy to burn a 6th level spell just to try it.
Wowzer!
Could be super cool.
I mean,
Or it could be doing nothing for a 6th level spell, which I'm cool with.
I'm not going to tell you how to live your life at this
Giant
point.
wave.
I doubt that it's going to work, but I'm not here to tell you how to live your life.
Dragon real wet.
I'll do it. Why not?
What's the point?
This is really bending the rules of this spell.
No, it's being creative
Yeah.
and clever.
Yes, I'm going to cast Find the Path and using Ashton as an object from the location I'd want to find, I will call to the Changebringer to light the way.
And what location are you attempting to find?
The location of the tree of Vantra.
Okay. You take a minute or so to prepare the ritual, focus, and open yourself to the guidance of the Changebringer, themselves, the goddess of travel and freedom and open pathways. And as you concentrate and focus on Ashton, the spell dissipates.
Oh no.
You ruined my spell! You wasted it!
I'm not sure. We should try again. We should totally try again. We'll try again tomorrow, just to be sure.
It's about then that, Orm, you hear the snapping of twigs and moving of branches not way far off from the path you're currently walking.
Does it sound like lumbering animals or like people creeping about?
Make a perception check.
Maybe my spell called the tree to us.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's walking
26.
around.
Right to
26.
us.
Will look to be
Yeah.
5 figures, humanoid.
5
You,
figures.
you just barely see them shifting silently, making almost no sound.
They see us.
They are currently slowly kind of fanning out to the back of where the rest of your troop is not paying attention. They are kind of coming from behind while you're journeying up the side of this mountain's beginning.
I tug Fern's floppy ears and point past her shoulder.
Huh? Oh.
As you all kind of begin to see Orm waving his hands in the air, a voice shouts out, "Tomeru!"
Oh no.
And emerging from the nearby brush, you see 5 figures in thick, heavy, kind of green-brown cloaks that look like woven moss, almost like the forest's undergrowth itself has been made into a cloak that just encases the entirety of the back of their frame. Their arms just barely poking through. You can see heavy longbows, these wicked-looking, kind of metallic, this dark gray metallic longbows that are bent backwards. You can see are made from the same woe steel that you encountered in the bases previously. You can see a number of them while the hoods are up. Their faces are painted in similar colorations to kind of help obscure their skin tone and blend in better with the surroundings. From within the cloak, you can see colorful, adorned armor made of numerous, what looks like almost wooden plates that have been bound into a torso piece. And you can see it's a very unique type of armor that you've only seen pieces of in your brief encounter in the remnants of the cavern where you fought with that creature not but a day before. As the troop sits there, weapons drawn, arrows knocked into these dangerous-looking longbows. One of them, the one that the voice seemed to shout from, steps up. Nani mono da?
I will cast tongues on myself.
Yes.
Who's got the necklace? You think it'll harm us or help us? To offer it.
Help us.
Put down your weapons.
Everyone, drop your weapons.
I'm fine with that.
Do you want me to put you down, or you want to stand my...
I'll stay. Drop seedling into the earth.
Oh, not with my arms.
Swat him.
In that tense silence, almost the insects seem to grow quieter as you all place your weapons down in that stillness. You can barely make out the eyes from underneath the hoods kind of darting about as the central figure, you see, kind of lowers her bow, and you see the feminine features. She pulls the hood back, and you can see a woman in what looks to be probably her early 40s or so, short, white hair that is pulled back tightly with what looks to be some strands or braids that pull into beads and colorful decor. You can see the facial markings themselves also blend with a number of scars, and her eyes are a piercing, deep, dark blue coloration as she stares right towards the center of the troop, kind of looking for someone to give any sense of leadership, but glances towards you as the one to have reacted to the phrase that she said and kind of told everyone to put their stuff down. Who are you? And how did you get here? And that's when I go to break.
Oh, yeah.
I'll use the break to learn the Aishio language.
Yes. Download it.
So we'll come back at that moment here in a few minutes. Hang tight. We'll see you shortly.
It has begun.
Inferior clans who will fall to the Lin Kuei. There will be spoils in this war.
We must keep your secret.
I found my destiny.
The Midnight Queen is dead. As the bell tolls for Her Majesty, her succession looms in uncertainty. For with her dying breath, the Queen invoked an ancient and deadly contest, compelling the princesses of Twelvefold to meet in secret and battle one another, until the stroke of midnight reveals the victor, the new Midnight Queen. Erdine, the Gilded Champion. Dr. Lux, the Scholar Supreme. Rosalind, the Oniromancer. Freya, Blood of the Tower. Hephaestus, the Lightbreaker. And then there's me, Boss Snow, the fairest of them all. Who will survive? Who will you choose? Who will be Queen by Midnight?
players, Laura Bailey here to guide you through what's new in the Critical Role shop. Style should never be a dumpster, darling.
McGuinness, it's overpowering. I mean, the traveler always says impulse purchases are a good decision.
Oh, so comfy cozy. Look at this. Isn't it fashion? So much fashion happening here. This is seriously magical.
This is pretty badass.
Ooh, look at this. Look at the details. Ooh. And hey, if you want, you could head over to the Critical Role shop right now.
Welcome to the world of Critical Role. The global tabletop role-playing phenomenon led by 8 veteran voice actors will be performing live in London in front of a sold-out audience.
How do you want to do this?
Witness the magic as the beloved characters from Critical Role's second campaign, The Mighty Nine, must band together to aid a world on the brink of chaos. Don't miss a minute of the heart-pounding action. The Mighty Nine Reunion, Echoes of the Solstice, in select theaters for one night only on October 26th. Tickets on sale now.
Festering within the heart of Newfair, the sour taste of vengeance lingers on the palate as we suffer another loss. This is the price we pay as investigators. The temptation to harness the power within our collection of tools and artifacts is strong. But to serve Candela, one must acknowledge the danger in such hubris, and that underestimating such power leads only to destruction. It is always and forever our duty to stifle any remnant of bleed that seeps into our realm. The Circle of Needle and Thread, assignment number 538, Flesh and Blood.
Utterly doomed midst.
Oh, yes, that's right.
We're back.
Utterly doomed midst.
Yeah, it's still pretty doomed.
At pretty much the moment where we last saw it. Well, that's not quite true.
It's a few hours later.
Stationary Hill is not looking so hot at the moment.
Garbage everywhere. Flyers for the big sale of midst strewn upon the streets. Doors open, broken boxes, crates, carts.
Abacuses, welcome to the trust pamphlets.
It would be a nice place if it weren't for the colossally vast, quietly howling and increasingly close, vast, terrifying, reality-gnawing tsunami of black fog ocean inbound rapidly. Oh, that.
Oh, yeah.
It is a spectacularly terrifying scene. Listening to this, it may not seem particularly terrifying, but with the power of your imagination, you, too, can become very upset.
With our help.
it's me, Jester. So the Traveler and I were going to tell you guys all about subscribing to Twitch, but it sort of seems like he's not really here right now, which is so stupid. Traveler! Artie! You know what? It's fine. I can do it by myself. With myself. I invoke duplicity. Oh, hello, Jester. Hi, Jester. Okay, so what we're going to do today is tell the people at home all about the good stuff they get when subscribing to Twitch. Oh, I don't know what Twitch is, but that sounds good. Let's go. No, that's perfect, because this works for you too then. Okay, so there's a professionally moderated live chat. And if you subscribe, you can post the links in the chat. Like a link to a cool hamster video? Exactly like that. So what we do here is tell like really cool stories, right? And sometimes like crazy shit happens when we're telling those stories, and people that subscribe get special emotes so you can express how you feel. What if you live on the side of Exandria where it's really late and you're like, I'm just gonna close my eyes for a few seconds, and then it's 2 hours and the music is playing and you're like, oh no, I missed the whole show. Oh, that's a great question. Well, if you subscribe to Twitch, then you can just watch all of our VODs as soon as the live broadcast ends. So cool, right? So cool. I know. Another really cool thing is you can gift subscriptions to people. Like, I could buy a subscription for you, Duplicate Jester, and for other... What are you doing? Look what I found. Oh my gosh. Paintbrushes. I could draw a dick. Oh, well, technically that might break Twitch's terms of service, so... But there's no rule against, like, drawing chubby little snakes. Yeah, or a really long balloon sword. Yeah, or like a really thick rope with like 2 honky knots at the end of it. A cucumber with 2 tomatoes. Yeah. A banana, you know, sitting next to an onion and another mushroom with like a little cat. A rooney dog with just 2 feet. Yeah. Artie, where are you? Should we go look for him? Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, don't forget to subscribe to Critical Role. Okay, let's go. Okay.
And welcome back. God damn it.
Yeah, stay down there and pray to the old ones.
Oh boy.
We were talking to people.
So,
Sorry, fuck the game.
Fuck the game.
as this crew of 5 cloaked figures have partially surrounded you as you acknowledge their arrival, they have you at weapons knocked. The tension is palpable, and a central leadership figure, a female hunter figure of this troop, has stepped forward, pulled her hood back, and spoke to you in common, asking who you are and why are you here.
Oh, I thought she was asking in her language.
She switched over to common.
Oh, amazing.
God, she's multilingual.
Ifadola.
Went right to it, did we?
A few of them kind of look confused. And what of them?
We maybe found traces of them.
Something they owned?
I have an offering. I want to reach into my pack and get it. It's not a weapon. May I?
The arrows that are currently knocked, 2 of them go directly towards you and tighten.
Super slow.
I will inspect it.
Okay. I might have to hop off my friend's shoulder.
She waits for you to hop off.
Wiggle, wiggle.
I'd say just
leave it on the hand. You can see like there is a very well made kind of leather fingerless gauntlet that goes down about mid forearm. It is beautifully and intricately made with this like back lacing that goes across the entirety of the forearm. You can see these metal rivets right around where the knuckles are.
Can I reach for it? My sword's over there on the ground. Okay. Real slow. Slow. And I'll pull out that necklace. We've found this. In a cave closer to the coast.
This belonged to Temu's father.
Temu's father?
Temu?
Tem here?
No.
Oh.
He'll be grateful to have it returned to his family and his memory preserved in strength. She steps back a bit and just kind of puts it into a pouch.
We are visitors here. We're really sorry to be... I don't know if this is your land. But we're here looking for... Vantra.
For what purpose?
For me. Blood of Titan. I'm looking to know myself. I'm Ashton Greymore of the Hishari. If that means anything.
It does not mean anything to me. But you're looking for answers.
There's a lot going on in the outside world right now. I don't know how it's affecting you here, but things are changing. And
Indeed.
Maybe looking to some older answers.
Well, do you know where you go and what lies before you?
Never.
Boy, that'd be great.
You just came on a whim and got this far.
We were sent by Kalutha of the Arishari.
I do not know this person. But either you're extremely lucky, extremely foolish, or both.
Both.
With respect.
More recently, a woman named Jirana sent us, or gave us more specific directions. Do you know her?
There's kind of some turns of heads of acknowledgement. We know of the Shoreshrew, yes.
Yeah, she's a very wise, amazing person.
She gave us a ride.
And this isn't whim. This is necessity. Sorrow. Friendship. This is... People are going to die. And we need to know things.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, me. Oh, boy. Always fun. Do it.
Oh, come on, baby. Here we go.
Hey,
really good for me. 9.
Oh. 9.
I have a -2.
I know.
I know.
Stop talking.
I can't help it. That's why I have a -2.
You have done a service in bringing this back to us and to the family of the fallen. For that, we will not stand in your way. But we offer no guidance other than find your destination and be gone.
In your head, you hear, didn't we find some armor of theirs as well?
Yes.
We gathered it all up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's Liam asking the table.
Yeah.
We did find a few more of their personal effects.
Are you grave robbers?
No.
No, we were attacked by a creature of some kind, and there was a nest.
It seems like quite a few people had lost their lives there. We meant only to return it to you.
And we were trying to learn.
Then return it.
Okay, hold on. I've got some of it. I don't think I have the swords, but...
I got them.
Okay.
We also messed up one of your traps like half a mile back. That was an accident.
Sorry.
That is how we were made aware of your presence.
Can I ask a question? The spirits at night, how do you keep them at bay?
The Vantra is rooted between realms. They are a window between life and death. Sometimes things are drawn beyond that boundary, and this forest has become home to many. You keep your convictions close to you, and you see as they tighten their grip on the amulet-type trinket that you return to them.
We wouldn't expect hospitality, but we thank you for your patience. I promise on my own that we mean no harm here. We'll be quick about our business.
With a little guidance, we'd be quicker.
You've gotten this far. Good luck.
So we'll just be headed like this way.
Okyotsukete. And they step back.
You still had tongues out.
What did they say?
Roughly says, stay safe. And the five of them, like, arrows still knocked, though not as tense, but they like slowly back into the brush until they become more and more challenging to see before the rustling gets quieter and they're
Wait,
gone.
what was your name?
They're gone.
Shit.
Keep your convictions close.
Keep your convictions close.
The amulet had a list of things that mattered to Ifo.
My faith in the cycle of destruction and creation endless.
Oh, their loved ones.
My children, my promise to Shodas, but maybe like a significant other.
It's almost like a prayer or a cadence that you recite to yourself to not slip.
Or forget.
Or forget.
Maybe it protects you from those spirits at night if you sort of have a deeply held belief. Maybe that's why they didn't mess with me.
Or maybe you're made of metal.
Or maybe it's because you all could use a little bit more faith.
Or maybe it's because I'm made of stone that they didn't attack me.
It's not a bad way of life.
It's funny,
Up.
You said Temu's father, right?
Yeah.
Temu? But in the amulet it said my children Ro and Sakak.
Psychagi. I missed an S in there. It was
There was
psychagi.
another.
Promise to show us my love of my children.
You didn't ask about it, so.
God! Come back here! We can call him back.
I don't think we should press our luck.
All right.
Just gonna try to go.
Shotas? We didn't. There's my promise to Shotas. Do
We
you know
didn't.
what that is?
No, we didn't ask anything.
Cool. You're doing great.
I mean, they seemed very done with us. Thanks to Ashton.
Don't worry, we'll trigger another one of their.
Someone's not getting fished out of the river next time.
I'll share my fish. We know how to summon them. All we have to do is trigger one of their shitty traps.
All right.
I guess we'll just keep
Keep
going,
going
the
the
way
same
we were going.
direction.
I'm gonna pay for that.
Yeah.
Should I, like, fly up and see if I can find the tree?
You could. I can also ask for divine help, but it might be easier if you just looked and saw it.
Yeah. All right. I'll cast fly on myself.
All right.
Fly.
And you race up past the canopy.
Yeah, up and over so I can see a large tree.
Okay. You rise up over the rainforest canopy itself, and you see as it kind of rises up before it thins out towards the base of the mountain. The trees still climb for a bit, but eventually the heavy, almost graphite-colored basalt rock that forms the closest mountain seems to take most of the color and shape as it rises up, and it's almost like the entire ground is pushing, and it's less of a gradual mountain. It comes to almost like a curved spire that peaks upward before it comes to an end, and you can see the shape of two others, almost like there are three of them kind of facing each other slightly. You don't see at this current glance any particular tree that stands out. You can roll a perception check if you'd like to gauge the scenery beneath you.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why I chose myself to do this.
Feel that.
4.
4. The jungle, the rainforest beneath you is immense, and you're kind of taken aback and have a sense of like pride that you've traversed what you have so far safely. The best you can do is to try and follow the shape of the mountain or head back down, because other than that, it's just this constant canopy.
Can I go down and pick up Orm and bring him up?
Yeah. Start down.
Hey, Orm, whoa.
Oh no.
Hey, whoa!
I need your help.
What are we? Okay.
I don't see shit. I mean, I see trees.
Oh, look at the mountains.
Yeah. What? They're weird, right? I've never seen mountains like that.
Me either.
Do you see a tree?
I'll strain to look to see if there's any kind of irregularity in any of the geography. I see. 25.
25. What you do notice is around the mountainside, the canopy seems to drop off, almost like where if you're staring at the base of the mountain, this massive column and the jungle all around, around the edges of it, where like the shadows of the two mountains are, the trees almost sink out of view before you reach the outside of the mountain itself.
Okay, so meaning you run out of tree before you reach the mountain?
Possibly.
Okay.
Donut-shaped
Maybe the tree is in
chasm
the
around
mountain.
it.
You would probably need a better point of perspective to see any more.
I wonder if the tree's in the chasm.
Want to get closer?
Yeah, I only got 10 minutes of this, so we gotta get close and in a hurry. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Are you returning or are you flying in that direction?
Trying to get him a little bit a better
closer so we can
perspective.
see in there.
I'm following his direction of where to go so we can see a little bit.
All right.
This is so cool.
I wonder what they're doing right now.
Probably scouting. Yeah.
Coasting above the mists and below the cloud line, you begin to cruise to the right-hand side of the mountain as it begins to shift and turn. And indeed, you can see while the jungle floors seem to be rising up to meet the mountain, between these mountains, the landscape continues to descend. And as we begin to push past, to look into the center area where the three mountains kind of act as like a trio, it is just darkness. A crevasse, a chasm that
mountains
seems
coming
to...
out of darkness?
The mountains are the perimeter to
this
like
giant
a massive
inside.
sinkhole. It looks almost
Sinkhole. So not any kind of volcano. There's gaps
Well, we
between the
don't know.
mountains.
The gaps
but
between the mountains, but the
okay.
jungle just kind of vanishes and there's just darkness
And
with just
so
a
can't
mist resting.
make
It
anything
might
out.
be, It might be inside that hole.
Well, and they said that it exists between worlds.
All right.
All right, so here, I guess we try here.
Okay.
Or we could just fuck off to another island. You want to go?
Oh yeah.
Let's find
Let's
others.
get out.
Return to the rest of the troop. Just- yep.
Telekinetic over.
Don't touch me, right? All right.
I didn't think I cleared. Medium size?
Too real.
Sorry, I let you down a little hard there.
Third meniscus. Dang it.
There's a big hole.
Let's go to it.
What?
All right.
Okay.
Fern, are you leading this final trek?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready?
One more survival check.
Is it a hot hole?
Oh, kind
Like
of
a
like
cold
a cold hole.
Like a dark hole.
A misty, moist hole.
Guidance.
I hate all of this.
The whole thing?
Everything about it. I quit.
You have to go through a gap.
Oh, it was almost something great.
I know it was. Okay.
She's got this.
Did you do it with advantage?
20.
Because Chet's helping
Dirty
you.
20.
Oh, okay. It's a dirty 20, but. Oh, that's way better.
28.
28. Thank you. 20.
All right. It takes you a few more hours as the air gets colder, the sky grows darker. Your knees grow painfuller.
Heard that. It was really bad.
You are racing the sunset and the knowledge of what lurks into darkness, but with that roll, you manage to find a pretty clear path around the base of the central mountain that you've been racing towards and begin to follow where the landscape continues to descend. You can see other rivers that have now gathered and begin to pour in this direction. And as you walk alongside them, eventually you can see where the forest grows thinner and where the graphite-like rock begins to take over and then vanishes. It is a black expanse that is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet across. What little bit of light comes through, you can see from the mists that kind of rest and fall into it, it just looks like this throat in Exandria that just vanishes into shadow. And you can just faintly see, you can hear the waterfalls cascading off the edges and can see a little bit at certain bases of where the jungle comes to an end and some points grows over before no portion of earth or soil exists to take root for the forest, and just threads of thin waterfalls all cascading down into nothing. You can see there are some cliffside paths that do kind of punch out in various areas, like broken rock bridges that reach out into space and then end prematurely. In a similar pattern to some of how the island's formation kind of has that frenetic leap of stone pillars, but nowhere near long enough to go more than 100 or so feet from the edge in certain places. And even those start a ways down before the lack of light takes over. Like dozens of petrified arms that are reaching out from the edges of this pit. If you want to roll a perception check.
Sure, I do. Always
How long
do.
does Feather Fall last? No,
I was just thinking the exact same thing. Let's find out.
27.
I
think it's till you land.
2 minutes, I thought.
You can't see too far down into it as the light doesn't quite reach, but you do notice the pattern of this pit does seem to gradually fill past a certain point. Meaning the sinkhole isn't an endless straight drop. It looks like it does slightly begin to pinch inward the further down it goes.
Okay.
So we could climb down, find a bottom, go across that way, or we could just kind of fly back and forth.
Or we could just run and jump.
100 feet?
It's fuck. We'd float.
Featherfall.
Featherfall.
It works that way too?
Well, you want to go across it? We're going in.
Wait, you want to go down?
That's where I think
We
Vantra
think
is.
that the tree is not in this
Down there.
realm.
Yeah.
But it's scary and spooky down
I
there.
know, there's probably really big spiders.
FCG, you're not worried about scary and spooky. You've got the change bringer.
That's true. You're right.
Send some lights down there.
I'll also say, I don't know if anyone else has been thinking about this, but the island moves, and that's a very deep hole. So does the hole move with the island? Or is there, I guess it's maybe it goes somewhere else. I don't know. I'm not really qualified.
Does the whole
You're-
move with the
What are you talking about?
island?
You're uniquely qualified. You're made of rock. This is a big rock thing.
Don't you open portals with your brain?
I'm not on purpose.
Is this a portal? What if it goes to like the shadow realm?
What? That's the implication.
Or is that a real thing?
The shadow realm is a real thing. It's layered like kind of on top of our realm, but like it's like this.
Like it is? So we can see how far down? We can see.
Under our plate?
Like a flat disc on top of
How far down can
another
we
flat
see?
disc.
Layer.
Like 100 feet?
Like 200 feet. You can see some of those, pillars that are reaching out and then come to premature ends,
I'm
and then
gonna
below that, nothing.
send my dancing orbs, my light orbs down, and as they get to 120 feet, I'm gonna double the distance and
Okay.
send them further down and see if we can see a bottom.
For a total of how far?
That would take it 240 feet.
240 feet. The lights reach the end of it, and the darkness continues.
I'll take out a trusty ball bearing, toss it in, and just listen. And
Cast
count.
light on it first.
Oh, can we do that?
Here, I'll cast light on it.
All right.
Okay, yeah, that's way better.
Pinprick of light.
Remember when we dropped your coin
When Orm dropped
into a hole?
Oh, but then I got a different kind of coin.
You did.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
You're welcome.
It's nice.
How do we never think of that?
I don't know. We need some
The
sort
change
of...
bringer was with you this whole time and you didn't even know.
The change bringer was the friends we made along the way?
It was so long ago. Maybe one day we'll go back to
Oh, we should be watching that bearing.
All right, here it goes.
bearing and you're all
There you go. I
fucking
haven't tossed. Now it goes.
Okay.
Orm
And I'm
comes in without
counting.
featherfall.
Okay. Make a strength check for me.
Make a what?
Strength check.
To make sure it doesn't go
Really
up.
throw it down.
What do you mean?
My eye.
Just a straight check?
Just a straight strength
You
check.
roll a 1 and you hit yourself in the head with a ball.
Oh my god. Like straight into
Yeah,
the
as I pull it back. It's not gonna be good. Natural 20.
Throws it
That's
through.
Yes, she's
Ball bearing thrower.
Or a 17.
Hadron collider.
On a natural one, I always been one of those like throw it and like whoa.
Not again.
The cold air that grows colder as you approach the edge of this, you kind of can sense an odd connection to the energy of this space. There is a strong flow of, you can only consider negative energy that just kind of emanates from within. And there's an odd surge of strength and determination that comes within you as you pull back this ball bearing and throw it. And it coasts out, and you watch as it goes, and the winds catch it, and it shifts and moves as it falls and falls and falls. 300, 400 feet, and then it just is gone.
It is a portal.
Oh my god. What do we do?
Let's just jump.
Might as well jump!
I know.
How long, but here's the thing. How long would it take to fall 400 feet?
It seems like it's more than that. I mean, here's the thing. Featherfall lasts for 60 seconds.
And you could cast it again as we get to the.
I could theoretically cast it again, or we could just jump and we let the lights be ahead of us and cast it.
You're also
at the last
presupposing that
minute.
there is a bottom, which we are not sure that there is.
We do have one. We have a couple people who can fly.
Do you want to
not
send
lifeguard.
Pate down first?
I do think Pate will be able to see past what we already know. He
What
can
if
go
you-
far, but not
Could-
as far as that.
Could we put a little lit up ball bearing, like a bell, on Pate's neck and fly him
do
off?
have a little
Let's do it ourselves.
And from side to
We
side.
gotta take a risk. We can't keep sending Pate ahead.
I got the diameter is
I know, I do.
100
I felt
feet
really
more.
bad that I strangled him.
We're pretty mean to him.
I know. Can you bring Pate
from
out?
side to side?
Yeah, or like half a mile.
Oh, it's like probably closer to half a mile.
Big caldera.
To a mile across. Yeah, just a massive sinkhole where
Yeah.
just the ground is
the dumb
gone,
thing-
and then it like slowly comes in with little bits kind of poking out, almost like hairs on the inside of a throat. It's just like this odd, like stone
I mean, like
chasm
the
of
dumb
nothing. It just disappears into shadow.
Just because we had necrotic stuff before and it's a dark hole and it's cold, can I just like get a good whiff and feel if there's anything funky like coming from down below?
Sure.
Got anyone ready to go?
Seeing if there's a funky smell coming from
Natural
down below.
one. It's real funky.
Natural one. Like a. You get lost in the memory of like a fine summer morning on the beaches of the Menagerie Coast. You have a scent recollection of a pina colada type drink that just was delicious on your tongue. You have no idea where that came from, and it's distracted you from the moment, but it was a nice memory.
We used the rest of that pineapple for creative reasons.
Laudna pulled out.
Rubbing that out.
Laudna pulled out
Where he got his
Pate.
wing.
Okay.
Yeah. Pate's out and I'm snuggling him because I felt bad for shaking him the other day.
Okay, I don't mind. Snuggle all you want.
Oh, do you mind if I shake you?
Well, I mean, let's find out.
No, I don't want to. I just didn't know if I hurt you.
I don't really hurt.
All right. Well, all right.
Not really alive.
Well, it is very weird, Laudna.
It is.
No
Actually, Pate, do Pate and I get any weird sense of this, like, having a connection to undeath and other realms? Yeah. What do you think, Pate? What do you think?
Start screaming.
It's very dark.
Do you feel anything otherworldly?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
Getting deep with Pate.
Me too.
Reach inside yourself.
Do I sense anything?
I mean, you sense what you sense when you step to the edge, and there's
Oh, right,
there's
that.
definitely like a
Is it like intrusive thoughts, like when you're at the top of like a skyscraper and you're like, what if I just jump?
Hit me.
Yeah.
for you, maybe.
For me. Okay.
I just mean in the sense that like you're the one that's concentrating on it, and
Yeah.
but there's something. There's something familiar at the same time. There's something alien about this. You're standing at a cliff of a massive hole in the ground. I don't know what else to tell you at this distance.
I say we jump.
We gotta
I said we
jump.
jump.
We
Let's
gotta
jump.
do
I
this.
I feel like
just
there's
go in.
something about just trusting.
Yeah.
Could you cast locate object on Vantra right now?
Maybe.
Does it have to be within how close?
Maybe your spell dissipated because he's
Oh,
already on this
Do
realm.
we have a dumb
That's
plan? Or
right.
do I have a dumb plan?
Well, I don't know about the physics on that. You want to float it?
I don't know.
What?
So, how many people can you make light?
All of us?
All of us at the same time?
No. Up to 5.
Okay.
All right.
So, and you can both do that, right?
No, I can fly.
Oh, you can fly, so,
So
you're
I
fine.
could potentially carry someone. Fern can transform.
I could transform. I could carry someone as well.
So that's 5 people that we're all kind of covered there.
Yeah.
And then we also have 2 things that 2 immovable objects. So God forbid if things go south, As long as we have a rope.
It's true.
Not if we were hurtling down, that'd be bad.
But if
we were floating down.
Yeah,
Your
if we're
arms would be
floating
ripped off.
down, there's an emergency stop that we have available.
All right.
Okay.
Let's jump.
Well, are we going to tether ourselves together with a rope first?
Just to float it. Is
Just
there
have
any
it
reason why we think this tree is at the bottom of this endless chasm that reeks of death?
Yeah, because they
and
said
not, like,
Vantra
beyond
was
whatever this is?
between.
Mountains.
No, they said it was between the mountains, but they also said it was between
A
worlds.
window between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this seems like it's going to plop us out into another dimension.
Yeah.
I say this with supreme confidence.
We'll be ready just in case we get
What?
down near the bottom and it starts pulling at us also.
Maybe I'm reading into this too much, but you know how I think they said he was like a vessel of the sorrows of others? So maybe this is like just a big old fat vessel, and that's why it's just so dark, because it's just a bunch of sadness and all.
I'll take it.
Oh, Fern, that was fucking deep.
I mean, yeah.
Just a big old vessel.
We have no guarantees, but this is the closest thing to a.
Do you guys see any trees anywhere?
Is that the convictions part? Like remembering the things you're doing it for, the positive things? Because if you get down there, then you feel the sadness and you get lost.
Belief.
And
Maybe it's like that part of Last Crusade where you just have to take sort of a step
That's what
of
I was
faith.
thinking too.
You
should
can
we
get
should we
lost
make
in
our
the
own
sadness.
reminders?
We probably should in case we lose ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody write down their shit.
I take out a bunch of little miniature chutneys that I've carved that are about the size of a quarter. Here, remember your love for me.
There's just a little bunch of little wolves or a bunch of little ewes.
They're little fucking chutneys, okay?
Do you guys if you guys are scared to do this leap, I can ask the Changebringer if it's okay.
I'm not scared.
No, let's go.
I won't do. I'm going to do it regardless of what the Changebringer says.
All right.
But you're welcome to
like
ask.
I would like you to ask. I would be interested in what she would say.
Okay. I will ask her a yes or no question. If we jump, are we gonna die? Heads for yes.
Not as the tree through this hole. Okay.
So you're using the actual
Uh-huh.
question. It comes up tails as a no.
Oh.
We're good.
Yeah. All right, great.
Coin toss so.
She's betrayed you.
We're not gonna die.
Let's do it.
Hey, Changebringer like, let's see what happens.
We jumping?
All right.
We jumping.
Well, there's a couple things that happen first, right? Change, fly, then we jump, right?
Tie a rope around.
We don't even need to
five of us.
necessarily tie the rope. I was just saying have it available.
Okay.
All right.
Because we'll know when we're getting to the end of that.
I'll wait till you cast Featherfall to cast Fly.
That makes sense. I'm not gonna cast Featherfall right away until we feel like we need it.
Okay.
See, this is the shit that goes sideways.
Isn't it possible to like fail on a spell cast if you're falling?
This one just
Never heard of that.
happens.
It's Featherfall. It's literally designed to be cast while you're falling.
That's true.
It's a
Yeah.
reaction.
Yeah. Concentration spells in extremely dire circumstances, like being buffeted by heavy winds from a fall, might require concentration checks. I don't believe Featherfall is a concentration spell.
No, it's a
Unless
reaction.
I punch you in the head repeatedly as we fall.
But if we're
Then you can
worse, I
transform and
just-
save you.
Can we have some lights to go with us?
Yeah, of course. That's a concentration. They'll go away as soon as I start flying.
I can cast light.
All right, great.
Okay. Let's go.
All right.
3, 2.
Get a running start. You don't want to run into the sides as they get narrow.
That's true.
One. Freeze frame end of episode.
Dart as far as you can with the strength of your legs and convictions you hold to yourselves. You as a group leap into the abyss beneath you.
The abyss? We're in the abyss now?
No.
I slipped and I'm already starting to rotate in a fucked up way.
He was on the way out anyway.
The wind rushes past you as you fall further and further in. You can glance up and see above you the circle of foggy daylight diminish and diminish. As you glance down, the lights below picking up speed, the wind rushing past. You also watch the walls begin to get closer in from the sides, and the lights that you keep out there at a fair distance begin to light up a sudden glance of texture. There is a multitude of texture beneath you that is rapidly approaching.
Fly. Like the floor?
Yes.
Featherfall.
Okay. Featherfall on who?
Splat.
Ashton, Orem, FCG,
Oh, yeah.
Laudna, Chet.
Okay.
Shoeville.
All right. Shoebills are flight birds, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Penguin.
I'm trying to look.
Wait, I've used a shoebill before.
Can
Because it'd be
Well, I mean,
sad,
I'm
but
doing
also-
giant eagle, but I wanted
No,
them to look like
they are
a
not
shoebill.
flightless. They have an 8-foot wingspan.
phew.
I just wanted to double check.
That would've been amazing.
Proportionally, they're odd birds, and I just wasn't sure. And that would have been amazing. We would have had a second goldfish.
I just love the cadence of fly. Featherfall. Shoebill.
It's heart. The five of you begin to drift down, still at a quickened pace, but not in one that makes you anywhere near as nervous as you were but a moment ago. While you transform into your massive, odd-looking shoebill bird.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
An image, and you catch yourself into the flight scenario. The lit orbs they disappear.
Concentration spell.
Yeah.
Indeed. So there is no
I still
light.
got light going.
So from your eyes, you have light going there. So you have this kind of like headlights that are kind of trying to show beneath you what you're approaching. And as the texture, still not rushing to you at the exact speed, but still coming at you quickly, they look like leaves. Endless, jet black leaves.
Oh, it's creepy because it's just of
You're
light.
just seeing
Are we
in
going
darkness.
through these leaves, or they're just
Yeah.
it's just
They're
approaching
approaching
us?
from beneath.
Okay. Well, yeah, nothing we can do.
Land or go through.
You start impacting with what is the top of a tree.
A tree.
And as you kind of hit into it, you start hitting branches. Not enough to take heavy damage necessarily, but definitely bruised up a bit as you're now like and catching yourself onto branches. For those of you that are just feather falling, the two of you can kind of maintain flight above if you'd like, but the rest of you eventually catch yourself up in the boughs of this. And as you kind of stop, and you are currently the only one that is producing light, but as you kind of glance around, you can see the branches of this tree have an oddly textured, almost like striated bark that twists in ways and has like a deep maroon red coloration to it. And where the branches extend, black leaves just sprout out, these slick, long leaves that just kind of fold and overlap each other in places until they create these clusters. And it is everywhere.
If we look down, do we get a sense that there is that these branches are, coalescing on a
Make a
on
perception
stalk?
check.
And I'll help you with 60 feet of dark vision.
Yeah,
It might be. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of branches everywhere.
Perception, you said?
Mm-hmm.
20.
20.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Yeah. For a total of
27.
27. Whoa. Glancing down, indeed, you can see like these are the thinnest edges of branches, and looking down, you can see them converging, and other parts converging into thicker limbs. Indeed, this is just the top of a tree, and the further down you go, you get the sense you'll eventually find the base.
I'm gonna float down next to Laudna. Do you wanna hold on to me and go down?
Sure.
We all can go down, right? Are we still feather falling, or is it
Feather
over?
falling.
As you touch
Yeah, as
down,
soon as you
doesn't
touch
it?
down, it
Oh,
ends.
it ends. You're right. Okay.
I can come up and get everyone, and just give me a second.
I've been in trees before. I'm fine.
There's a massive tree technique.
Not a problem. I pulled out dual chisels, including a mini.
Chisel the tree.
Don't
I don't
chisel
chisel the tree.
Huh?
Don't chisel the tree.
I was gonna chisel the tree. I was just in case I slip.
Go fly down there.
Well, handle.
See what you see.
You know, Keela talks about this tree. I pictured something green and large and natural.
There's so many things you can make.
There is. It's fun. All right.
This is atrophy.
So
fuck.
Yeah, and touching the branches, it's all dry though. There's nothing like viscous or wet or.
Correct. It's dry. The branches up here are flimsy. Like you're catching yourself, but you're like holding on to multiple branches to hold yourself where you are, and they're kind of bending with your weight. And even as they converge, like they're thin branches, so you don't feel like you have a strong hold. So climbing down will be a little precarious, but it's definitely doable.
I can help carry some down too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
So
fly
the two of you
Lada
are
down.
flying through the canopy.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly Lada down too, and then.
Are you? It is dense to fly through and to carry another person through this thick branches. It's still like pushing through a very dense tree canopy. So it'll take you a bit, but you can probably do it. I'd say for the sake of that, go ahead and make an acrobatics check for me.
Ten.
Okay. Darting through and helping Laudna weave through the entirety of this ever thickening collection of trees. And it's not like a standard, expanding tree. This almost has like a red coral-like expansion. It is going out in all directions and dividing and dividing and dividing into thinner and thinner branches, like a capillary system. It is just expanding and consuming all the floor area of this cavern that you can even possibly see with what little light is there. And to that point, you have no light.
You have dark vision.
I do.
You do.
Kind of help guide her.
Which with the 10 acrobatics, you get partway down before one branch you push past that swats you both extremely hard in the face.
Ow!
You both take 3 points. I'll consider this slashing damage as the branches catch your cheeks. Go ahead and make a concentration check for me.
Oh, for 3 points? I have to roll like a 1 in
Still
order
damage. You have to get over than a 10.
I gotta. Do I add anything to it? I do.
It's your Constitution saving throw.
Okay, great. I got over a 10.
Okay, good.
I got 16.
16. Slowly, you push through branches until they get easier to get through. You get to the thicker portions of where the tree branch bases are set. The two of you are the first to eventually break free of the boughs, and the boughs they end 5 feet off the ground. And the ground is an interesting description. You touch down on a blanket of seemingly endless roots that just spiral out from the tree and entwine and knot and continue to stretch. And the roots themselves, what light that you have is visible, there's wet vegetation and moss, like dark moss that grows through the roots as well. There's thousands and thousands of small objects embedded in between and on parts of the roots. You see gemstones, you see little carvings, little sculptures, pieces of ceremonial attire, musical instruments, and many, many skulls.
Offerings.
Maybe it's what's been left behind by people that perished here.
Are you all right?
You?
I'm good. As long as I keep you in the forefront of my brain, I think we'll be all right.
Promise.
Promise.
It is extremely cold here, and you feel yourself involuntarily starting to shake and shiver. You, at least. You're a little more keen on that temperature than she is.
I'll wait here.
I feel weird leaving you down here.
I'll be all right. Got past 8. You won't be long.
I look up. I can't see shit. What if what if I just stay down here and I send some lights up to them so they can get down better?
I mean,
That might help.
Orem, super dexterous, Fern,
Flying.
fine.
Chet,
FCG,
fine. FCG's gonna
questionable.
Have some but maybe Fern can pick FCG up.
Okay.
All right.
We're waiting here, right?
On the.
Now, as a note to those who are still kind of in the upper parts, you can look up and can see the sky above still.
Say that again.
You can look up and still see like the circle of
like a
of
little
lit
circle
sky
way high
above. Yeah.
I'm gonna
I was gonna start making my way down.
send some dancing orbs up from the ground and send it up through the tree branches so that they can see where they're going.
That's very helpful.
You see a handful of globules that are mostly obscured by the cluster of
I'm
overlapping
just
tree
gonna move
branches.
them around and move them up.
Do they come up through the tangle, or are we just seeing like little?
They come up through the
flickers?
tangle to a certain point, but even at what's the max distance on your
120 feet.
120 feet, they don't quite reach to where you are. They're still somewhere in the tree below. This tree, probably at full height, is based on your flight down there, is close to 200 feet tall.
I could.
You're still.
Yeah, I've still got my light up.
Okay.
I could double the distance again and send them up further.
If you want.
I'll do that. I'll do that for.
So the orbs kind of scatter throughout the canopy. Those of you that are still up there, how are you getting down?
Are we going?
I'm climbing.
No, I think they're gonna come back.
Um.
Imogen said she was gonna like ferry us up and down.
She definitely did. So we'll wait right here until we are told otherwise.
Are you guys still up there?
Oh no, he's going down.
Athletics or acrobatics check?
Athletics. 26.
26. Deftly, you begin to pick up on the pattern of how the branches split and expand and split and expand. And so you kind of can ascertain where the next stronger step will be. The kind of slightly bendy and untrustworthy branches become a little more sturdy. Though still thin and stretched in places, they're stronger. And within a few moments, you eventually climb down to the point where the leaves seem to stop growing from the branches, and instead it's just a long, kind of twisting, striated trunk that, or a central branch that eventually merges with others. There isn't like a solid singular trunk. It's like all the branches eventually converge into a very short, stocky trunk that's only a few feet off the ground, and then the roots spread out in all directions. And as you step down, you are greeted by both Laudna and Imogen and the odd reaching expanse of what this cavern's floor is.
Just getting down there. What's up?
I'm also gonna head down.
Athletics, acrobatics.
Can I see
Smell
you?
it also, please.
Where are you?
Can you give me a
Just
lift
up at the
down?
top.
Okay, I'm gonna go down on
25.
Okay, yeah. You follow suit as well, kind of following in Chetney's footsteps and looking at the best paths. You eventually find your way to the bottom as well.
Bye, Orem. I'm gonna go on Fern.
I instantly can't see, and I'm all alone.
No, I have globules. I'll send them up.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, there's
Okay, cool.
little like globules that can help. It's still at a higher DC.
What does he start singing to himself?
As he sways on the branch.
Looking up at the sky in a circle.
All right, so you go ahead and fly. You're kind of a large creature with a large wingspan. Are you? You're just pachinkoing through the tree.
Yeah.
Okay. Make an acrobatics check with disadvantage. Using the bird's dexterity.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Bird's dexterity? Dirty 20.
Whoa.
320. That okay. In spite of how thick it is and how ungraceful your descent may be, you do tumble. But you manage to hit every major cluster of black leaves over a hard branch and don't sustain enough of an impact to do actual damage to your form, other than the fact that you lose a number of feathers in the descent. And as you eventually and slam onto the ground, you watch as this like rain of gentle shoebill feathers eventually come to rest around you.
Wow.
I'm gonna change back.
Oh, thanks for the lift. Orem, you coming down?
Yeah, I start hopping my way down.
Acrobatics or athletics check?
Always acrobatics. That is a 23.
That landed with a thump, man.
So with just the lights at your disposal and no other aid, 20 was the DC. So it takes you a little bit, but you do manage to kind of trapeze leap from branch to branch, quickly darting between them, and find the rest of your troop here awaiting in the base of the tree.
Sorry I didn't come get you.
That's all right.
I couldn't see shit if I didn't have the lights.
Right.
And I couldn't have the lights if I was blind.
We're at the bottom of a giant hole. It's okay.
There's a lot of skulls.
There's a lot of trinkets.
Whoa, look at all those
There's a lot of
skulls.
Yeah.
A lot of trinkets.
You can see them. They're tied up into the lower branches as well.
Tied up.
There are many vines that kind of dangle and kind of tether from the further out branches, and you can see there are things tied and left, dangling from the lower.
So presentationally
branches.
left
It's
by.
in some way.
left
Not just
intentionally.
piled
We
up.
should make an offering? Is that what I'm...
I don't necessarily know if it's an offering.
Is everything that's here that we see, like, I know there are skulls, but you said there were like trinkets and things. Do they all look like?
There are art pieces.
Art pieces.
There are keepsakes. There are small statuettes. There are little porcelain knickknacks. There are wood carvings.
Do they look like they span many Exandrian cultures?
That was my question. Are we looking at Ashio culture down here, or
you
all
can
kinds
make an
of
investigation check.
I'm not that good at that, though, man. Can it be acrobatics? 19.
19.
Never mind. I'm good. I got it.
Cartwheeled right to the answer.
There are a number of things, just based on the glimpses you've seen and what knowledge, you being the one who actually has some knowledge of the Aisho culture, there are a good number of these items and relics that are themselves Aisho and or Aisho adjacent, even just ascended host culture related. But there are a number that are beyond that. There are remnants of attire and left ornamental weaponry and all manner of objects that span from many places in Exandria, and you're unable to ascertain the age because nothing here has a dust coating.
If I spend 3 to 5 minutes scanning everywhere, do I see anything that looks like it might have been left by Keyleth of the Arashari?
Glancing about, you do not, but you also recall that she said she did not actually see the tree herself.
Oh.
She had heard about it from Jorana, who she went to work through her grief.
Right.
Okay.
And I can't help myself, but if I spot one of those little wooden sculptures, can I check it out?
Yeah. You approach the nearest wooden sculpture, and it looks like a small egg, but it has features on it like a bear. Like a little gentle bear has been carved out of this chunk of polished wood. It looks simple, but very well crafted in its simplicity. Something either a child would cherish in their space, or someone who was an enthusiast of nature's fuzzier creatures to just look at and enjoy.
That's cute. Is it attached to the tree as well?
No, it's just kind of resting between roots, it looks like.
Okay. Grim psychometry as I touch the object.
Make a history check.
This is the coolest ability.
I know, right?
Fun, isn't it?
15.
15. You sense that this object once belonged to an old soldier who had accepted the demise of their innocence. And this was left as their final sacrifice. That's all you can gather. Just that kind of that feel. It's not detailed, but there's heavy energy around this. That's as much as you can make out.
Why would that be?
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it is a sacrifice.
Sorrow, atrophy.
I'm gonna slowly walk around to see if there's any point that seems... I don't know, if there's any point in the tree that seems like it is aware. I'm just looking to feel something.
Make a perception or investigation check if you like.
Probably they both suck, so... Bad at both. Really? Yeah. 11 perception.
11 perception. Looking around the tree, it just looks like a tree. You know, the odd spread of the dozens and dozens of immediate thick branches that kind of twist and rise up and then divide and divide to create this massive canopy that reach out at some points almost parallel to pierce what you imagine the walls would eventually be, if not end prematurely. You cannot see the walls of the cavern. You're just kind of sitting in the space where what little light you've created for yourself reveals this tree and what almost feels like another expanse before you.
Can I detect thoughts
Yeah,
on the
that's
tree?
what I was gonna say. Open mind on it.
As you both kind of focus in on this tree, you sense consciousness, but it is immense and ancient as much as it resists your attempt to peer further.
Well, fortune favors the bold.
Are you gonna talk to this thing?
I'm gonna walk up and I'm going to touch.
Before you go, Ashton, let me just give you a little boost, little something, just a little something, little extra. You don't have to believe in the Changebringer, but she believes in you, and so I'll just cast. Boy, what would I? Enhance ability. Charisma?
Yes, Jesus.
Yeah.
Take it.
Charisma. Eagle's Splendor.
Little guidance couldn't
Guidance.
To have it. Yeah, I'm gonna walk up and touch the trunk of the tree. Are you there? This is Ashton, Blood of Titan. Do I need to show you? Pull out and just using part of the glass, I just give myself a cut and put it on the tree.
Mm-hmm. As you kind of rub your hand across the bark, leaving that bit of warmth that you spread across it, the rest of you especially begin to hear it. The faintest rustling of millions of leaves at once, creating this almost buzzing sensation. You begin to hear this loud creaking sounds as you watch branches begin to shift
Mage armor.
and bend. This still entity begins to all at once move and shift like something rousing from a deep slumber. As it begins to move, the branches seem to bend and curl in odd places, and you begin to make out shapes of where these branches are, where it's almost like elongated fingers that stretch for 20, 30 feet, beginning to flex outward and pull back in. You notice where your hand is, one of the pieces of bark splits, and a massive milky white eye looks back.
Oh, crap.
Cool.
And a little ways over on one of the thicker branches, a second eye also opens, both blinking. You see now almost like a heavily stretched face that is burned and carved into the bark of this tree. The nose itself, about 3-4 feet of it just kind of pulled downward, and almost like a frown that extends out about 5 or 6 feet, stretched deeply like someone had smeared someone's face across a pole as it was then bent and gnarled upward.
Cool.
You watch as some of the branches kind of reach down and catch the ground to one side of your troop, as another branch kind of reaches to the other, almost flanking you to each side and preventing you from going any direction but back or being forced to address it where you stand. Some of the blackened leaves kind of flitter down from the movement above, and you see the vines shaking and the sound of hundreds of small baubles and trinkets kind of clinking into each other as the tree itself moves to life.
What is it you seek?
I am the abandoned child of the Hishari. I'm the blood of Titan. I seek what is owed to me. I seek my past. I seek power. I seek to know what I am.
You hear the voice, all of you hear it, not in your mind, but vibrating through the air, like you're standing next to a war horn that has been blasting and you can feel the vibration sourcelessly. But its mouth, its stretched mouth, just kind of hangs open, not forming the words. They're just present and around you. This almost nightmarish visage carries with it an intensity, a dark curiosity, and the eyes, the milky eyes, shift and focus onto Ashton. As it was fated. You are the son of Efterin. Those of you who were present for the journey in Isilra, you recall Efterin was the leader of the Hishari. A broken man of burning purpose. Endured an odyssey to walk under my boughs and ask for the golden purpose they felt they were owed by the world. He claimed visions throughout his life that promised greatness. A fated path that would leave his mark on history. He was not wrong. I let him gaze into his future and showed him the relic he was fated to own, that he would use to usher in a renewed ancient power. I showed him the way to the necropolis of Torramunda, where this relic lay uncovered and waiting. His ambition met his destiny, and he recovered his artifact, this remaining shard of Kamort, the primordial empress of Earth, a lingering remnant of her power. He thought his destiny was his to embrace. He was wrong. I granted him this knowledge because he was meant to take it, meant to create and destroy the Hishari, meant to destroy himself, meant to create you. You were his destiny. But in his arrogance, he could not see beyond his own aspirations, as it was fated. And now, you return, as I have foreseen,
to find another piece of history's sorrow. The unity that twice brought judgment to Exandria's children.
And you hear this sound, this horrid sucking sound, as the tree itself seems to inhale air, energy, shadow, who knows? But it's awakening still. There's an odd, only describe as a vibrance or a subtle excitement coming to this ancient creature. Its eyes move from you and begin to take in the rest of you.
You know who I am. Vantra is the name I was given, and the name that endures. I was of those who stewarded the protection of Toromunda, who helped mediate the division of Mount Igora, who trusted empty promises, and watched our legacy become ash.
More leaves fall free and tumble. You hear a shattering sound as one of the baubles falls free.
I saved the few that I could, and still carry with me those I could not.
And it falls quiet.
Who were you before Vantra?
It is hard to remember. I was a guardian.
And you recall hearing that this individual who became this tree was one of the surviving Galadrishari, the Cataclysm.
I have a very insane idea. Do you smoke? I pull out a pipe. And I fill it with tobacco. This reveals the most heroic moment in your life. I haven't been stupid enough to smoke it myself yet. But do you want to see you at your best? Just once? It's something I can offer.
You hear the squeaking sound of the eyes shifting behind the bark.
I find myself curious.
I step closer. I don't believe in destiny. And if it does exist, I don't know if I wouldn't crush it underneath my boot at every moment I found it.
It exists. I live through destiny. My roots reach into the skin of fate and the golden threads that guide us all.
Well, I have a lot of very big people who keep talking about my fate and your fate. But I have a secret. I'm nobody. I've been nobody my whole life. And there is great power in that. Now, be a small man for a moment, you big fuck.
He's a tree. I don't know what to tell you.
There is a mouth.
There is a mouth. Not much he can.
I'm going to try and I'm going to attempt to fan it in and see if that happens. I'm actually going to attempt to
Shotgun.
Yeah, shotgun.
You're gonna
Dave more or less.
You guys. Shotgun.
Fucking going.
Just a baby.
I'm gonna try.
Using a gust behind Ashton to waft it toward the tree.
As you blow the enchanted smoke into the somewhat agape, awful-looking maw of this tree, you hear this like sound as the leaves begin to shake, and you can feel like the stagnant air around you is being pulled into the tree, like every leaf is breathing in at once. And as it does, the smoke drifts into the opening. The mouth kind of closes for a moment. The eyes pull shut. And then the eyes open once more. And you watch as smoke pours out of all of these tiny little holes across the base branches, like as it does, each little cloud of smoke is a person running and then caught, running and caught, running and caught, until they're all brought to a tree and vanish through it. And more. And more. Hundreds of people. And the smoke drifts off.
Thank you. I think I might wish to be great like that in my own way.
You must soon wrestle with the changes you cannot avoid. The threads show me you have no choice but to be somebody soon.
We'll see.
There are no nobodies that come this far to see me.
Well then, show me.
A spark of Ravshan burns in the heart of the Chinese Mall, a volcanic mass on the island of Igtholdus, but within the side of Athos Peak. It is my destiny to show you the way. But be warned. Holding the strength of the two in one vessel might sunder it. You bear the dormant strength of the Empress. Find and bestow the might of the Emperor. I sense our time is short.
Him specifically, or all? Oh.
Why have you come?
I'm not scared. The Red Moon, Ruidus, Predathos. Do you know anything of this?
I've seen it. The threads come together. The tangle that you have been racing towards your entire life. You are that tangle. He sought these answers, but you are all bound to this journey.
Ludinus?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought Ludinus too.
I am the gate and the boundary. I am one of numerous passageways into the realms of death and renewal. My roots reach into the skein of destiny, and I see what paths can be taken. Some harder to deviate from than others. I am balance to the enemies of the natural cycle of life, and one of the many caretakers of the fate of Exandria itself. Some come to seek a meeting with ones they've lost. Some come to see their own death. Some come to seek direction, a glimpse at their fate and hope for opportunity. Not all find what they want. Many find what they are meant to. What do you seek?
How do we stop Predathos? How do we keep him from devouring everything?
Not all answers are clear. But you all walk a path together. Your tangle is the chaos that can undo that which has been carefully planned for so very long. Should that be what you wish? Your journey puts you on a particular path. To make the choice to guide the future of the gods. What do you believe in? What is right for this world?
We want what's right for this world. And it seems like we've been put on a path that will help us shape it. But as you said, the fate of the gods is also at stake. Can you see what might happen if this crisis is not averted to the gods themselves?
The eyes close and you feel the wind pull in once more. The air goes cold. And for a brief moment, you almost feel a shared vision. You see the thin line of the bloody bridge widen. You see the skies crack. You see beings of impossible fathomability, light and shadow alike, stepping from the heavens. You see a lattice of infinite gold apparate and shatter. And you see the lights and shadows leave, chased by a glow of endless red. And as those lights fade, left below, the blue waters and green of the world lay bare. And the vision pulls.
What of the Titans? We know they were here first, and the gods have also done have done quite some harm. Where is the balance?
I cannot say whether the gods are a blessing or bane upon the world. Some seek to harmonize with the ways of things. Others wish to subjugate or destroy them. With each epoch, the pendulum swings. The Titans are gone. All that remains is what was before and what was after. The divine are pilgrims made idols. Refugees become conquerors. They are not makers, but crafters, shapers, and their devotees follow in their image. They take what is found and remake it into new, sometimes beautiful, sometimes terrible. Is that their nature, or are they a reflection of us?
If history's told us anything, when these higher powers go to war against each other, against the Titans, mortals are ground up like wheat. We can't let it happen again. How do we stop that from happening again?
I cannot tell you what is right. Your convictions guide your path. Your choices can change where the threads pull you. What I offer is the knowledge of what can end that path. but not all take to that knowledge well.
How we die.
Did you say, how do we die?
Just how we die.
Oh, okay. Well, oh, go on.
Lewdness. He's unnatural. He goes against the fabric of creation and destruction. What will it take to defeat him?
You already walk that path. Inhales once more. And as the tree does, you see blurry flashes of the earthen spark that beats in the chest of your compatriot. You see the flickering flame that is embedded within the roiling fires and molten earth of some distant cavern. You see an endless, dusty expanse. You see cries of anguish. You see bloodshed and war. You see the bloody bridge. You see the moon. This is the path you've chosen. Follow your convictions or change them. I cannot tell you what is right.
If we continue down this path and intersect with the ones who would seek to destroy the world and the gods, can you tell us at least not how to achieve our goals, but how we'll know when it's time? Will there be an ally, a weapon, something that will tell us that we're ready?
The spark of life, no matter where it's sourced, instinctually wishes to be free. Wherever the hand of tyranny resides, there are those that will rise up to tear down the cage, familiar or not. To do what you need. Look for conviction. Look for strength. But above all else, look for trust. Look for allies. And look to each other. Lewdness. Lewdness should be stopped. Not all will disagree with his reasoning. It may very well be there are harder choices for you to make the further you draw close to your destiny.
This Isle of Ichtheldos, the Athos Peak. We only have a small piece of a map, and the islands move.
You spoke that you might be a gateway. Is that true?
The eyes kind of stop in place and both kind of focus
in your direction, but like beyond you. You are being watched.
Right now?
And you kind of follow its gaze, and the boughs of the tree kind of glow for a second, and you glance over, and in the empty space behind you, you watch this faint blue kind of glowing orb, like an eye, just kind of
Son of a bitch.
appear before it shatters.
Someone's fucking screaming on us. Son of a bitch.
You must hurry.
You watch as the tree twists, and you hear the creaking, heavily shifting.
Wait, we're not done.
The branches on one of the heavier bits of the trunk begin to split. And as it pulls open, it's almost like seeing bits of red flesh kind of pulling apart until it shows an opening doorway. Beyond that, you see what looks like cold snow and wind blowing.
Oh, they're so nice.
Go.
Okay, let's go.
It's a good way to
Do we
die,
have to
bro. We're
do
gonna die.
that?
We're
Show
gonna
it
die.
right now.
We're gonna die.
Offering or anything? An offering?
Go.
I leave a Chetney statue.
Ting, 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 ting.
That's one of eight.
Just
Gotta collect them all.
as you all quickly dart through out into this area, you immediately sense this brush of cold wind blowing. You feel the snow and bit of sleet kind of slamming into the side of your face. And you all stand now on what looks like the cusp of some sort of a mountain range. There is mist surrounding the base and the scenery beyond a certain distance to where you can't quite see where you are. You just know you're very high up.
Why did I choose a sheer dress? Why? What? I mean, it looks fabulous.
And as the sound of the magical gateway closing behind you, you turn and see a secondary mountain, or like the almost like a dual peak that splinters off, taller, and it looks to be an area where the ice and snow doesn't touch.
Oh, that's the flame that's the flame he was talking about.
Can we see where it is?
You just see mists around you. And you get the sense you're likely still somewhere in the Shattered Teeth.
He said there were flames within a cavern nearby.
Up a mountain.
Yeah.
Volcano.
Or an eternal flame in a cave or something.
You hear a familiar, if louder, rumbling sound.
Uh-oh.
That's the guttural call
Sky whales.
of one of the sky whale creatures seems to drift through the mists, and you can just faintly make out the shadow of this massive beast just faintly crest past the mountaintop where you stand and vanish into the cloud and fog beyond as you bundle yourselves up staring at this one cavern entrance. Process what the hell you just saw and where you are and where you're going. And that's where we're going to finish the next episode.
Who are you?
Yeah, what the hell?
Champion of the Titans.
God.
They want to put two big old hunks of Titan in
I am
there.
a fucking pebble.
Mommy and Daddy.
I'm gonna
Mommy
ask
and
for a
Daddy
replay
both.
of that.
So are you're the keymaster and there's
We
a
gotta
gate-
find another person to
Yeah.
put the emperor in,
The
or are
shard
you
of
supposed to hold
Raushan.
both?
We might get
He
a
said if-
replay of
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
we're putting both in, but it's risky.
No, but he said.
But he's
both,
one of them. He's the
yeah, he said
Empress.
both of them in one might sunder them. You're the empress, and somebody else is supposed to be emperor.
The embodiment of
And you
it.
gotta-
It's the
you gotta-
embodiment.
Gotta do the two.
I mean, to be fair, I am
connect.
pre-sundered,
And then
so
you
we
gotta-
can see how
Also,
this
you
goes.
brought Toramunda into this motherfucker. This shit.
Toramunda!
Shattered Teeth, man.
And
What was
when
the relic? Was the tree?
When the tree smoked up and saw what's that pipe do? Proudest moment?
No, your most heroic moment.
Heroic moment. So was that,
when
this
they were
past
saving everyone?
the being's past life saving hundreds or thousands of people?
Catching them.
Yeah.
Or at least helping them pass on.
Picking them up.
Helping them transition.
Is that their skulls?
That's from them to know
I
and
think
us
that is.
to
Yeah,
postulate,
since
isn't
keeps
it?
them nearby. I think that's all their skulls that were embedded in the tree.
Answer all the questions.
Maybe in time.
And it was also a shadow version in a volcano on Athos Peak.
That's where we are.
That's where we are.
That's where we just landed.
Okay.
Where is the best place to punch lewdness? Is it his gooch? Say it's his gooch.
I know. I kept asking, how do we defeat people? Like
a pick.
stupid
So
question.
he was basically
They were pretty dumb.
Galdrashari from pre-Calamity times that helped
Don't
like
agree with
broker the deals between
upstairs and downstairs.
Upstairs and downstairs.
The broken trust between the flying cities.
Between the flying cities and Terra Exandria.
But what was the relic? Was the relic a seed? Was it the tree? Was it the tree at the center of the city?
Was it the Luxon Beacon?
Wait, the relic that he gave to
the relic
Ashen's
that
dad?
is heft.
He said a shard
Aaron.
of a shard of Terramunda? Is that what
A
he said?
shard of Kamort.
shard
Kamort
of
is the
Kamort.
Kamort is the Titan, the Empress.
The Empress, right. What Kamorda is named after.
So you were made from
Yes.
the shard.
I suppose
Kamorda
so.
is
find out.
loosely named
I wasn't-
after
well, I
the
was there, but I
elemental
don't remember.
because of its tumultuous kind of earthen geothermal.
So many questions.
So many questions.
Or at least it's something that happened to me at some point. So.
Okay. Okay.
Don't know.
We'll get a
We got
replay
homework.
as soon as we stop rolling.
We'll think on it a bit. We'll pick it up next time.
Cloaks? Do we have the cloaks
Putting
from
maybe in the hole.
Basuras?
See, now we have. There's snow. There's places to put the hole now.
I'm in a bare arm with a rib window. You're
I'm in
sheer.
short. I'm in hot pants and a sheer.
poop. We got flaming poop. We'll be fine.
This tracksuit is comfy as fuck.
We'll be fine. There's a volcano up ahead.
We'll pick up in the spirits next time. But thank you all so much for joining us. We love you very much. And is it Thursday?
Yeah.
Good night.